Friday Night Hoops presented by First Service Federal Credit Union. You are looking live at Cruiser Arena here on the campus of Groveport Madison High School, where tonight the Cruisers take on Landon Evans and the Tigers from Pickerington Central. Hi everybody, it's Rick Cooper, the voice of the Cruisers. It's great to have you with us tonight here on the Groveport Sports Network, and we welcome our fans tonight on the Pickerington Central Sports Network as well. We welcome you to the Sedalia Dental pregame show. A vitally important part of good dental care is a routine checkup for the entire family to catch any issues, to prevent any new ones. Doctors Aaron and Katie Carroll and the team at Sedalia Dental promise to make your next trip to the dentist pleasant, comfortable, and welcoming. Visit their brand new location at 337 Main Street in Groveport. Sedalia Dental says go Cruisers. Call them at 836-2222 or visit sedaliadental.com. And it's the first of two meetings this year between Groveport Madison and Pickerington Central. The rematch in this series is on Friday, February the 6th at Pickerington Central, and it may only be the 9th of January, but both of these teams understand the significance of this one tonight. Both of these teams come in already with two losses here in the OCC Buckeye. Both of them have lost to Reynoldsburg. Both of them have lost to Newark. The Cruisers come in at 2-2. Pickerington Central is 3-2. Obviously, the loser of this game is going to leave with a third loss in the league, while Reynoldsburg and Newark both remain undefeated. The Raiders and the Wildcats play their first of two head-to-head meetings on Tuesday night in Newark. But the reality of the significance of tonight, it's crystal clear. There is no path to an OCC Buckeye League championship without a win tonight. Cruisers trying to win their first league championship title since 2005. Both the Tigers and the Cruisers are coming off losses on Tuesday night. The Cruisers fell 40-37 at Olentangy Orange. The game, a rematch of the 2025 Division I regional final at Wittenberg that Orange won 67-53 en route to the Division I state championship. Senior Tyreek Ruffin missing a three-pointer on the run from the top of the key with less than 3 seconds left. It would have tied the game at 40. Cruisers actually trailed in that game by 13, 37-24 heading into the fourth quarter before scoring Olentangy Orange 13-3 in the final stanza to set up Tyreek Ruffin's chance to win it. The Pioneers actually went scoreless in the first 6 minutes and 35 seconds of that fourth quarter before Trayton Schrader broke a 37-37 tie with a free throw with $1:25 to play. Schrader would hit two more with 11.6 to play to extend the advantage to 40-37. Orange had a couple of fouls to give. They used one of them, took it down to about 7.5 seconds, and it set up that final play and that attempt from Tyreek Ruffin. Kofi Kadolo, the big play late in that game. Cruisers trailed by one with a half minute left, and Kadolo got called for an illegal screen. He actually committed two of them on the final possession. They got him on the second one. Tyreek Ruffin hit 2 threes in the second half and finished with 8 to leave Groveport Madison. Trayton Schrader and Xavier Aguila had led Orange with a game-high 11. Schrader grabbed 7 rebounds, but he had 7 turnovers as well. Grant Miller, big 6'8 junior center, had 10 points, 8 rebounds on 4 of 9 shooting for the Pioneers. Neither team shot it well in that game. The Cruisers just 27% from the field, and the Pioneers won despite shooting it at a 31% clip. Cruisers turned it over a season high 24 times in that game as well. Tyreek Ruffin committing 6 of those 24 turnovers. Pickerington Central lost 64-61 at Reynoldsburg on Tuesday night. Game was actually supposed to be next Friday, the 16th, but Reynoldsburg playing at a fly into the hoop event down in the Dayton area, so they asked the game to get moved. And so while everybody else in the OCC Buckeye was playing non-league matchups, Pickerington Central was battling Reynoldsburg over at the Reynoldsburg Summit campus, and the Raiders won that game 64-61. not without a heroic effort from Landon Evans for Pick Central. The junior had a career-high 30 points on 9 of 18 shooting. Evans grabbed 6 rebounds, dished out a game-high 5 assists as well. Reynoldsburg shot 48% from the field, and they held the Tigers to just 33% shooting. Pick Central out-rebounded Reynoldsburg 38-30. It gave them a 13-3 advantage in second-chance points. A big day for the super sophomore Makai Roddy, who led the Raiders with 22 points, 7 rebounds, but he did turn it over 6 times as well. As we said a moment ago, Landon Evans, really the guy that makes this team go. The junior averaging 19.4 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 3.6 assists. All of those are team highs. He's shooting 52% from the field. He was an honorable mention All-State selection as a sophomore, and he's got a slew of offers on the table in terms of where to play college basketball. He can basically go anywhere he wants in the Mid-American Conference, especially in the state of Ohio. Offers from Ohio U, Kent State, Miami of Ohio. Marshall has offered him down in Huntington, West Virginia, and Duquesne out of the Pittsburgh area. Maybe the most recent offer, that and Miami of Ohio. Off the court, the Tigers are led by a good one, 43-year-old Eric Kruger, who has won 232 games in 13 years as the Tiger head coach. His 75% winning percentage is second only to Adam Vincenzo at Delaware Hayes. He was above 80% this year, but I think the Pacers, I'm going off memory here, I think they're 3-7 right now. His winning percentage has dropped down to 77%, but he is still the winningest boys basketball coach, current basketball coach in Central Ohio. Should be a fun one tonight from here at Cruiser Arena. We're thrilled to bring it to you tonight here on the Groveport Sports Network and the Pickerington Central Sports Network. This is the Sedalia Dental pregame show. A vitally important part of good dental care is a routine checkup for the entire family to catch any issues and prevent any new ones. Thank you again to Doctors Aaron and Katie Carroll and Sedalia Dental. They've got a brand new office at 337 Main Street in Groveport. Call them at 836-2222 or visit SedaliaDental.com. We have a lot coming up. The JV game running a little bit late here at Cruiser Arena, but we'll have this game for you in just a few moments. I can tell you that after the game tonight, you'll want to come back to our Facebook page and check out tonight's Bexley Car Care play of the game here on the Groveport Sports Network. Bexley Car Care is locally owned and operated, 23 years in the business. Bexley Car Care providing expert auto repair that you can trust. Mike Kimbler and his team at Bexley Car Care are licensed and certified to handle all of your automotive needs. You can schedule your appointment with Bexley Car Care by calling them at 614-236-5664. Bexley Car Care, the exclusive sponsor of the Bexley Car Care play of the game. One other thank you. While we're giving some thank yous, we say thanks to IHOP in Reynoldsburg, and they are the exclusive sponsor not only of our broadcast tonight, feeding our crew, but they are also the home right now of the bottomless pancakes at IHOP in Reynoldsburg. It's available to purchase of select breakfast combos. Did you know that IHOP has 4 different syrup flavors, Ricky Cooper? You can try all 4 of those with your bottomless pancakes at the Reynoldsburg IHOP. Bottomless pancakes available through March 30th at the Reynoldsburg IHOP. Visit IHOP.com for all the details. Thank you, Oscar, Juan, and Janet, and the rest of the team at IHOP in Reynoldsburg. So we roll on with the Sedalia Dental pregame show as we count you down to tonight's Birch Tavern opening tip. A quick look at the injury report tonight. Tro Glenn back for the second straight game after missing most of football season and missing the first 5 games of the year with the basketball team as he recovered from a couple of broken vertebrae in his neck. Played the other night, had 3 points. He is a Central State football commit. Outstanding safety. Melvin Shepard is back for the second straight game. Had a knee issue. He has had surgery on that knee. Did not play against Hayes Valley or Reynoldsburg. Injured the knee at Gahanna back on December the 9th. He was available on Tuesday night at Orange, but only got a couple of short stints off the Groveport Madison bench. Questionable, kind of a game-time decision. We'll keep an eye out for Isaiah Crutcher. The Bishop Hartley transfer has missed the last 3 games games with a knee issue as well. And Ty Cooper, the 6-foot senior guard, got the go-ahead tonight from doctors after a broken ankle, but not dressing tonight. He should be available for Lamont Hampton in the next 7 to 10 days. For Pickerington Central, Aiden Snyder, one of their starters, turned an ankle in practice yesterday. Coach Kruger telling us that Snyder, a tough kid that will find a way. He is their starter at the 3 and is giving Eric Kruger 6.6 points per game. So that is a look at tonight's injury report. We have a lot coming up on a Pax Sedalia Dental pregame show. Going to do something a little bit different, a little bit fun tonight and the rest of the year. The pregame show, we're going to check in with the visiting head coach to get some thoughts from their perspective. And we start that segment tonight with an interview with Eric Kruger, who appears courtesy of Great Clips. We will talk to the 43-year-old head coach in year number 13, led this program to the 2022 Division I state championship, and then they were the state runners-up a year later before losing to Akron Archbishop Hoban. He has won an average of 20 games over the last 10 seasons, 200 wins over 20 years. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we check in with the head coach of the Tigers, who appears courtesy of Great Clips. We'll talk to him after this 60-second timeout, courtesy of State Street Advisors, as you watch Cruiser basketball and Tiger basketball, the first of 2 meetings between these two teams, and there's only one place to watch it. It's here tonight on the Groveport Sports Network and the Pickerington Central Sports Network. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Groveport Sports Network. Conveniently located at 647 Park Meadow Road in Westerville, Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is ready to equip you with a comprehensive evaluation of your current financial state to assist you in planning for your future. State Street Advisors will guide you in formulating a series of achievable steps that can help you reach your objectives. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Groveport Sports Network. Phone 614-895-2584 or visit statestreetadvisors.com to learn more. Mark Kavanik is an investment advisor representative offering securities and advisory services through Cetera Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker, dealer, and registered investment advisor. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity. State Street Advisors, wealth creation, preservation, and transfer. Federal Credit Union. So we get a chance to kind of an opposition position, get a chance to talk with Eric Kruger, the outstanding Pickerington Central head coach. He appears courtesy of Great Clips. Great Clips cares about their customers' time. That's why they've created online check-in so you can spend less time waiting in the lobby. You can download the free Great Clips app today or visit greatclips.com. And both of these towns have good Great Clips locations, the Windmiller Plaza in Pickerington, and of course we encourage you to go to the one in the Giant Eagle Plaza in Groveport. And Coach, a big one tonight. First of all, good to talk to hoops with you. Can we do that? First of all, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Back to the grind, though. Really a tough test the last 3 or 4 games for your squad.
Yeah, we played some really good teams. Started out with Newark, and then Youngstown, Ursuline, and then Reynoldsburg. So three really good teams that all have a chance to make a deep run in the playoffs and get to the Final Four potentially in their respective divisions. We battled. We just didn't end up getting the result we wanted, but we got to keep pushing and try to get a win tonight.
And obviously a big one tonight. We'll talk about that in a minute. Just what's the mindset do you sense of your guys coming in here to Cruiser Arena tonight?
We want to come in here and play good basketball, play good team basketball. We want to come in here with a sense of urgency and just focus on finding a way to play good basketball and win the game. That's all that really matters. 3-2
right now in the league. Groveport, Madison 2-2. Somebody's going to leave with a third loss tonight. tonight, and you look atop the division, and I know you do. Reynoldsburg now 5-0, Newark 4-0. They still haven't been beat overall. I think number 2 in the state. Yep. How much do you really the path to any shot at a league title? You would think starts with a win tonight. Your thoughts on that, and how much as a veteran like you, how much do you talk about that with your guys?
Yeah, I mean, on my end, obviously, I'm aware. The kids, I think they are aware, but we don't talk a whole lot about that. Won't necessarily put added pressure on them, but we definitely want to. I think they're aware, and I think we definitely want to, come out with a sense of urgency, like I mentioned before, and just find a way to get a big win tonight against a good team.
You coming off that loss Tuesday night at Reynoldsburg, 64-61, an important one there, and you made it interesting down the stretch. What has been the response of your guys the last couple days in practice?
I think our guys have been pretty focused, pretty locked in, just ready to get back on the court tonight, obviously, and hopefully be able to put what we've done in practice into effect here when we play, obviously, and try to do the things that we've worked on the last couple of days. I think our guys had a pretty positive attitude coming off a tough loss against Reynoldsburg. I think they're ready to just get on the court and try to find a way to get a win tonight.
Yeah, most of the kids do, right? They lose on Tuesday. They were ready to play Wednesday, I'm sure. Right. Landon Evans went down swinging 30 on Tuesday, a career high. I saw you at 26 against Newark, 56 against maybe the 2 best teams you've seen. For fans that have not seen him play tonight, they'll see him for the first time. What makes Landon Evans so special?
I mean, he just has the ability to make a lot of plays for us, obviously, both offensively and defensively. He's really developed a scorer's mentality as he's grown up a little bit. But he's a kid that's willing to make the right play, though. He's unselfish, willing to pass the ball to his teammates and get them involved. Just making the right play. I think in that setting, offensively, he's really tough to keep in front of. He's improved his shot, and he's a hard kid. He's a hard guard for a lot of teams. Obviously, he's got the ability to kind of play both outside and inside out, both. He's got he can get down there and be physical and rebound, get some offensive rebounds, and also use his body around the basket to finish. And those are the things I think that really set him apart from a lot of kids.
What jumped out to me, the 30 he had, I think he only had 2 or 3 threes in that game, and that 3 is such a big part of most guys' games. So he's doing a little bit in a lot of different spots.
Yeah, and I think on our end, we've tried to get him, attacking below the free throw line. So, when you're the best player, when you're above the arc there, everyone can really focus in and be in the help side. So we're trying to get him moving a little bit more offensively and put him in some good spots offensively to be successful. So I think some of that is part of that, I think. But I also think that he's obviously capable of knocking down open shots as well.
Mm-hmm. One thing when we talked earlier today, not just Landon Evans, you've got 4 guys averaging better than 7 a game. It reminds me of Groveport, too. We talked about it, how balanced they are, but just thoughts on your group. What do you like about this bunch and maybe the balance that you've got right now?
I think everybody's capable of making a play. Everyone's capable of contributing offensively. I think at any point during the course of the game, we got 5 guys out there that typically can drill, pass, and shoot. So I think offensively that gives us a chance to be pretty versatile offensively, share the basketball, play unselfish. We've been able to speed teams up and create some turnovers, which has kind of led to some positive things for us offensively. But I think we want to sit down and guard. Obviously, at the same time, we want to be able to get stops and be hard to score on as well. So, going into the game, we have a couple things we could do defensively. Offensively, we really want to attack. We want to get in the paint. We want to get in transition, but we want to be, moving the basketball. We want to shoot with confidence. We want to, we talked about shooting well better. Even the last couple of days, we made some emphasis on getting a little more shots. So we want to be able to knock down some open shots as well.
Talking with Eric Kruger, courtesy of Great Clips, and Lamont Hampton with that same balance. Maybe got a little bit more size than you guys around the rim a little bit. Just thoughts on them. Maybe what concerns you the most about what you'll see tonight or what you expect to see.
Yeah, I mean, with the 2 big guys down low, we're going to have to really fight and battle and scrap, keep them off the glass. We want to make sure we're physical with them, even though they do have some size over us in that scenario. We want to make sure that we keep them out of transition. We can test shots defensively and be very hard to score on. I think they typically have always done a pretty good job getting in transition. So I still think they're going to try to to push the ball and get out and run if they can. We want to make sure we, limit that obviously on our end and really keep them off the glass offensively. Obviously, Ruffin, number one, their best player. We want to make sure we make him inefficient as we can. He's a really good player. So.
Yeah. This has been a good rivalry the last couple of years. We love calling all of them. I know the Groveport guys get excited to play Pick Central. It's one of the ones they circle. How excited do you sense your guys get for opportunities like this after maybe splitting the series a year ago? Some really good games.
Yeah, I think our guys are excited to play, and we know they got a good team, and they'll be ready to go. And obviously, being so close proximity-wise, our kids know their kids know our kids. There's pretty good rivalry there, obviously. So.
Coach, thanks for always being so good to us. Love talking hoops with you. Good luck tonight and the rest of the year for sure.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Rick.
That's head coach Eric Kruger from Pickerington Central. He appears courtesy of Great Clips, conveniently located right around the corner at 3797 South Hamilton Road in Groveport in the Giant Eagle Plaza. Of course, the location on Windmiller Road out for you Pickerington fans as well. We'll take a break, introduce you to tonight's starting lineups. It's Pickerington Central and Groveport Madison as you watch Friday Night Hoops here on the Groveport Sports Network and the Pickerington Central Sports Network.
Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Groveport Sports Network. Conveniently located at 647 Park Meadow Road in Westerville, Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is ready to equip you with a comprehensive evaluation of your current financial state to assist you in planning for your future. State Street Advisors will guide you in formulating a series of achievable steps that can help you reach your objectives. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Groveport Sports Network. Phone 614-895-2584 or visit statestreetadvisors.com to learn more. Mark Kavanik is an investment advisor representative offering securities and advisory services through Cetera Advisors LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker, dealer, and registered investment advisor. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity. State Street Advisors, wealth creation, preservation, and transfer. Well, we got a good one at Cruiser Arena. Looked like the Tigers JV was going to kind of run away with this, but all of a sudden it's a two-possession game as a lay-in at the other end. It stays two as Pickerington Central extends the advantage to 6 points, but Cruisers are going to need some buckets here, and that three goes out of bounds and may officially seal the deal. The Pickerington Central freshman won earlier tonight by the final of 56-45. It is the Tigers in town, purple and white, the colors, school of 1800, Division I in all sports. They have 15 state championships in school history. Boys basketball 2012, 2022. They won the Division I state championship in 22 when they knocked off Centerville 55-48. The win snapped a 45-game win streak for the Centerville Elks. Their last loss all the way back on January of the previous year of January 30th to 21. Devin Royal had 20 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block on 8 of 12 shooting. They lost the Division I state championship the next year as they lost to Akron Archbishop Hoban in that game 53-47. It was Hoban's first state championship in 34 years. Sonny Stiles was gone after the 22 championship, but a lot of the same guys on that team, Gavin Headings, Devin Royal, Josh Harlan, and others. Tigers were in that game, was tied at 31, and then all of a sudden the Hoban kind of went on a little run of their own. They opened up a 49-37 advantage, 18-6 run, but Pickerington Central went on a run of their own. They got within 6, 51-45. Devin Royal had 15 points in that game, but he was only 5 of 15 from the field. Pick Central boys basketball has made 5 boys basketball Final Four appearances. The win in 22, the win in 2012, state runner-up in 2023, and then 2 Final Four appearances where they lost in the state semis in 2017 and 2018. They lost to Moeller in the state semis in 17 and lost to Solon in the state semis in 2018. They have won 2 football state championships in 17 and 19. They have made 20 straight playoff appearances in football, and 5, they had a stretch where they went to 5 state tournament appearances from 2016 to 2020. Football has 3 state runners-up. This year they finished 11-2 overall, 7-0 in the league. They were the number 2 seed in Division I, Region 3, and just ran into a buzzsaw in the form of Levi Davis, Trayton Schrader, and Olentangy Orange. Orange won that game. The 1 beat the 2 at historic Crew Stadium, 39-7 in a regional final on November 21st. And Orange, the Pioneers, went on to win the state championship. Orange, or Olentangy, I should say, as the school district has won the last 4 big state championships, meaning we go football with Liberty in 2024, boys basketball with Orange in 25, boys baseball with Olentangy in the spring of 25, and then football with Olentangy Orange in the fall of 25. Their football program had 2 head coaches for a span of 50 years. Jack Johnson started everything, 30 years, 2003 to 2000, or 1973 to 2002, and then Jay Sherritt took over for 20 years from 2003 to 2022. Jeff Lamonaco, an understudy of Jay Sherritt, is in his 3rd year as the Tiger head coach. And I tell you what I admire, we'll talk about Jay Sherritt in the broadcast. 20 years, he retires after the 22 season, ready to kind of ride it off into the sunset. He's an alum of Circleville High School. They need a football coach this year. He says, let one of the young guys take the job. Maybe I'll even help point a couple years. They look for a young guy. He says, come back to me if you can't find anybody. And they come back to him, and here's a guy with 2 state championships, one of the best high school football coaches in the history of Ohio high school football, and he goes back to his roots, goes back to his alma mater, Circleville High School, and took them to the playoffs. There's no state championship at the end, but just to get back to the playoffs and to be a guy that says, I'll go back to Circleville High School where there has not been much winning, and they're going to try to revive that football program, just says a lot about Jay Sherritt. But Jeff Lamonaco, their new head coach, year 3, it's a Pick Central team that is 34-0 in football in the last 6 years in the OCC Buckeye. They really haven't even been challenged in those 6 years. They went 5-0 the year before in the OCC Ohio in 2019. So over the last 7 years, they are 39-0 against league opponents. Girls basketball, 8 state championships. First 6 were with a guy by the name of Dave Butcher. That 8th state title this year has tied them for the most Division I girls basketball state championships in the state in history with Cincinnati Mount Notre Dame. Afrocentric has 9, but those are at the Division II and Division III level. This year's Pick Central girls team beat Cincinnati Princeton 47-44, and Gabby Player led Pick Central with 13 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and they dealt with the daughter of Danny Fortson, the outstanding UC Bearcat that went on to the NBA. Callie Fortson, a freshman, led all scorers with 19 points and 9 rebounds. But 8 girls basketball state championships, 16 Final Four appearances. Boys track has 3 state titles as well in 2018, 2019, and 2020. One other nugget on Pick Central football, they are 37-10 in 47 meetings all time against Groveport Madison. They actually played twice this year, beat them in the regular season, and then played them in the regional quarterfinals. Cruisers played, was a lot better game in the regular season, 33-17 17, not indicative of how competitive that game was, as the Tigers scored a late touchdown. But in the regional quarterfinals, it was all Pick Central. The number 2 beat the number 10, 42-7 in that game. 298 yards of total offense for the Tigers, but 5 Groveport Madison turnovers, including 2 Baker Bowden interceptions, kind of sealed their fate. In terms of distinguished alum from this school, in terms of basketball guys, you've got Ibby Watson playing in the G League in recent years. Jayshawn Tate is playing in the National Basketball Association. At one point, he was the all-time leading scorer at Pick Central. Devin Royal has surpassed that. He's in year 6 with the Houston Rockets, averaging nearly 3 points, 1.5 rebounds. Stan Sterling Manley, a 17 grad, played at North Carolina and is still trying to find his way to the NBA. Last we heard a year ago was playing on the Portland Trailblazers G League team. Karis LeVert played for the Cavs for a period of time. He is now with the best team in the Eastern Conference, talking about the Detroit Pistons, where he's averaging 8.4 points, 1.8 rebounds, and 2.8 assists. And the other guy you got to highlight when you're talking Pick Central basketball, Devin Royal, the Mr. Basketball in the state of Ohio from 2023. He is their all-time leading scorer at Pick Central with 1,504 points, averaged 19.6 points and 7.6 rebounds, shot 60% from the field as a senior at Pick Central when he did win that Mr. Basketball award. And boy, has he elevated his game at The Ohio State University. He's a junior this year, has started 13 of the first 14 games. 14.2 points a game is third best, 5.5 rebounds is first, 49% from the field, and 36% from way downtown. We talked to both of these head coaches to get some keys to victory tonight. For Groveport Madison, they've got to get off to a fresh start. After that 18-day layoff, they came out, were extremely sluggish against Olentangy Orange. They dug themselves a 12-point deficit. They've got to get off to a good start tonight. They've got to play inside out with the addition of Henfill in the post, Kofi Kadolo. Those two guys combined to take only 7 shots at Orange. Marcus Henfill only took 1 of those 7, and it's simply not a recipe for long-term success. They've got to play more inside out. Again, it doesn't mean Henfill and Kadolo got to shoot it 20 times, but you've got to keep the defense honest. You want heads turning. You want opportunities to get shooters stepping in to perimeter shots. It's a big key. Cruiser's got to do a better job at the free throw line. 53% coming in tonight, 25 of 43. Their attempts are only 7.2 a game. That's 8.5 less than a year ago. So not only do they need to make them, they need to get more of them. And the other key is to take care of the basketball. Lamont Hampton wants the turnovers at about 8 a game. They are averaging 17 a game through 6 games and turned it over 24 times, a season high in that loss against Olentangy Orange on Tuesday night. We talked to Eric Kruger, the outstanding Pickerington Central head coach in year 13, and he gave us a bunch of them. We're going to give you a couple to keep an eye on. He said our guys have got to stay the course. He said, Rick, we're in the midst of a 3-game losing streak. They're all against good opponents that should make deep postseason runs. We got to stay together, push forward, and he said we've got to find a way. They have struggled in the half court, and that's a point of emphasis to execute better in the half court, but he also says we want to force turnovers, we want to be disruptive defensively, and we want to get out of the half court and get some easy buckets in transition. Rebounding a big key. They're +2 this year. They're worried a little bit about Henfill and Kadolo around the rim, and that's an issue, and they want to value the basketball as well. They're averaging right now 11 turnovers a game, but he told us some turnovers late in games have been a storyline. The Tigers have won 15 of the last 16. The Cruisers did win one of them last year, the first meeting, 57-47 at Pick Central. It snapped a 14-game losing streak against the Tigers. Tyreek Ruffin, a junior last year, a career-high 24 at the time, including 13 in the fourth quarter to lead the way. He was the only Cruiser in double digits. Jaquan Ingram really played well in that game, though. 8 points, 8 rebounds on 4 of 6 shooting. Evan Snyder led the Tigers with 14 points and 3 rebounds. Tigers won the second meeting last year, 75-61 in that state championship championship year of 2022. They won 78-43 in the first meeting at home when they jumped out to a 21-11 lead at the end of one, never looked back, and they won the 16th straight time that year with a 68-44 win here at Groveport, Madison. Cruisers trailed 50-41 at the end of three. Tigers slammed the door with an 18-3 run in the fourth quarter. You have to go back all the way to the 2014-15 season to find the last Cruiser win before last year. Cruisers won both of them that year, 60-58 at Pickerington Central. Tony Anderson, a 6-foot runner in the buzzer to propel them to the victory, and the second win that year, February 13th of 2015, 51-49 at Groveport, Madison. Tyus Ferguson, a 6-foot runner in the lane with 1.3 seconds left to break a 49-49 tie. Jalen Tate, the younger brother of Jayshawn Tate, had 19 for the Tigers, and those are the last two times, other than last year, that the Cruisers have knocked off this team in purple and white. The next time we talk to you is next Friday night when Zach Olson and the Elijah Dunn and the Canal Winchester Indians come to town. 7:30, the Birch Tavern opening tip, 7 o'clock, the Sedalia Dental pregame show. We hope you'll tune in either live or on demand. The current standings in the OCC Buckeye that kind of elevate the significance of this one tonight. Reynoldsburg and Newark are undefeated in the league. The Raiders are 5-0. Newark is 4-0. Raiders only 6-3 overall. They have lost 2 of their last 3. Newark is still undefeated. They are 9-0 overall, and they are the number 2 ranked team in the state. Tigers and Cruisers both with 2 losses. Pick Central 3rd at 3-2. Groveport Madison 4th at 2-2. That's why this game, the loser of it, Groveport Madison loses, they're going to find themselves 3 games behind Reynoldsburg in the OCC Buckeye standings. Tays Valley is 5th at 1-3, tied with Lancaster in that spot. The Tays Valley Vikings 6-4 overall, Lancaster 5-4 overall. Logan and Canal Winchester are winless. Those 2 teams are playing tonight at Logan. So somebody, the Chieftains or the Indians, are going to get that elusive first win in OCC Buckeye play. So those are some of the nuggets to get you ready for this basketball game tonight. Why don't we take a look at tonight's starting lineup, and we will start with the Pickerington Central Tigers and give you tonight's starting lineup. Let's start with the Tigers from Pickerington Central. Their point guard tonight is Avin Snyder, 5'11 senior. He is one of 2 3-year starters on this team. He's been their second leading scorer each of the past 2 seasons. 12.1 points a game this year, 5.4 rebounds. Also is second on the team. 1.8 assists is third. 44% from the field, 27% on threes, and 72% at the charity stripe. The 2 guard tonight is Albie Moore. His older brother, Dejon, just coached the freshmen and the JV. They've had a couple coaches that have had to step away, one of them for health reasons. So Dejon Moore, who at the time was a varsity assistant, is now the head coach really for both of those programs. Albie Moore, an honorable mention Buckeye selection a year ago, 2-year starter, 9 points a game, is 4th on this team, 3.1 rebounds and 2.9 assists, 36% from the field, 20% on threes, and 72% at the charity stripe. The small forward tonight is Aiden Snyder, twin brother to Avin Snyder, first-year starter, 3-year varsity kid, 6.6 points a game, 2.6 rebounds, and shooting 24% on threes, 40% at the stripe, and only 56 at the stripe, 40% from the field. The power forward tonight is Kevin K.D. Smith, 6'3 junior, 8.6 points a game, 3.4 rebounds, 39% from the field. And Landon Evans, the 6'5 junior, honorable mention All-State selection a year ago. We told you his slew of Division I offers. Had a career-high 30 on Tuesday at Reynoldsburg, 30.6 rebounds, 5 assists on 9 of 18 shooting for the year. He's the team leader in points, rebounds, and assists. 19.4 points, 6.9 rebounds, 3.6 assists, 52% from the field, 37% on threes, 7 of 19, and 68% at the stripe. Fourth best on this team, 36 of 43. The head coach of the Tigers is 43-year-old Eric Kruger in his 13th season, 232 wins and 77 losses. He wins at a clip of 75%, 200 wins over the past 10 years. That's 20 wins a year. State championship head coach in 2022 when they beat Centerville 55-48. State runner-up in 2023 when they lost 53-47 to Hoban. Works for DFAS, the defense and supply over on Broad Street. Works in finance, accounting, and auditing. 2001 Dayton Chaminade grad, 2005 ODU grad, and more important than all of it, Eric Kruger, wife Jeannie of 17 years, and 3 young kids, Lindley 7, Larsa Rose 5, and Katie, the boy out of the group, is 4. So that is a look at tonight's starting lineup for Pickerington Central. For Groveport Madison, they will start tonight. Tyreek Ruffin, the 6-foot senior, honorable mention All-State in basketball last year, first team All-State in football this year when he had 80 tackles, 4 interceptions, and 2 defensive touchdowns. Came into the year 288 points shy of 1,000. He's averaging a team best 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2.5 assists, but only shooting 39% from the field and only 32% on threes. The 2 guard tonight is Troy Hines. Hines, the 6'2 senior, has an offer on the table from Division III Muskingum, 6.5 points, 2 rebounds, 39% from the field. The small forward tonight is Tro Glenn, back for the second game after missing the first 5. The Central State football commit, 3 points on 33% shooting in that game the other day when he had an and 1 opportunity, 3 the old-fashioned way. The power forward tonight is Marcus Henfield, 6'5 senior, only got 1 shot attempt the other night against Olentangy Orange, had 9 and 7 against Reynoldsburg, had 8 and 9 against Taze Valley in his first game as a cruiser. He's a transfer from Bishop Hartley, 6.3 points on the year, 6.7 rebounds is second, 35% from the field. And the man in the middle tonight is Big King Kofi Cadolo, 10.8 rebounds a game, 3 blocks a game. Both of those are team highs, only 6.5 points. You'd like to see that up a little bit. Tied for 4th best on this team and only shooting 38% from the field. It is worth noting as you go back through that starting lineup, everybody in that starting lineup is shooting from the field in the 30s. There is not one player in that starting lineup tonight that is shooting 40% or better from the field. The Cruiser head coach is Lamont Hampton, year 6, 55 wins, 66 losses. He wins at a clip of 45%. Coliata Banjo is an assistant, year 8. Khatib Rivers, the JV head coach, year 2, first year with the JV. J.C. Campbell, year 6, is the freshman head coach, and Amin Cadolo comes over from the middle school as the 8th grade coach and will be on the bench tonight as well. Comparing these 2 teams statistically and giving you some of the numbers that may matter in this basketball game tonight as we count you down to tonight's Birch Tavern opening tip. The Cruisers score 51 a game. They give up 54.5. That's minus 3.5 as we roll on here on the Sedalia Dental pregame show. Pick Central 66.4. They give up 55.4. That's minus 11 a game. Tigers 43% from the field. Their opponent shooting 42%. Cruisers are shooting 37% from the field. Cruisers 31% on threes with 5.8 makes. Tigers 35% on threes, and an interesting nugget, they have only made 2.1 threes a game. Kevin Smith making most of them, 1.9 1.4 a game. Ryan Donovan, really their best shooter, but has not gotten off to a real good start shooting on the perimeter tonight. Free throw numbers, Pick Central 65%, Groveport Madison 53%. The battle of the backboards tonight, Groveport Madison +5, Pick Central is +2, and turnovers, always a storyline in a basketball game. Cruisers are turning it over 17 times a game. The Tigers turn it over 11, and they are forcing 16 turnovers by their opponents. Those are some of the numbers that matter. The number that matters is going to be on this Jumbotron, this mini Jumbotron that hangs in Cruiser Arena. One of these teams is going to stay alive for a shot at an OCC Buckeye Championship. We'll have tonight's Birch Tavern opening tip, finally, from Cruiser Arena. Groveport Madison 3-3, Pick Central 5-3. Tigers are 3-2 in the division. Cruisers are 2-2. That Birch Tavern opening tip is coming up after our final timeout here on the Pickerington Central Sports Network and the Groveport Madison Sports Network, and Friday Night Hoops presented by our good friends at First Service Federal Credit Union. Back with more after this.
6 of my employees go last year.
I let 5 employees go in 5 months.
In fact, just last week I let 3 go.
A lot of employers are letting their employees go to serve their country in the National Guard and Reserve. The Guard and Reserve has become more important than ever, making up 52% of our military force. So join the troops.
I haven't had to let any of my employees go, but when the time comes, I will.
Support your employees in the Guard and Reserve. A message from Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve and Ad Council.
Our mission is one of hope. Since 1896, every day of every year, Volunteers of America has been feeding the elderly, helping troubled youth, sheltering the homeless, and restoring hope to more than 1 million people a year. Find out what you can do. Call 1-800-899-0089 or visit volunteersofamerica.org.
Ready?
Not. Your body's been ready for quite some time.
Ready?
But not your mind. You have lots to do before you have a baby. But don't forget to take folic acid today and every day to prevent birth defects one special day. So when all of you is ready, that baby of yours will be ready to take on the world. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Ready? Not ready.
National anthem means we're just about to set to play basketball here on the Pickerington Central Sports Network and the Groveport Sports Network. You Groveport Sports Network fans, next time we talk to you is next Friday night when the Indians from Canal Winchester come to town. 7 o'clock, the Sedalia Dental pregame show. 7:30 is the Birch Tavern opening tip. Pat Hunter is our U1 tonight, 17 years. Connor Morrell, the U1 with 7 years, I beg your pardon. And Kenny Reckert, the U2, one of the good guys in Central Ohio, coached refereed middle school basketball when I was a coach, and just a good human being. If I had a question, wasn't ready to tee me up. He was ready to explain things. Just a good guy, and does a nice job. This crew with 33 years between the three of them. It puts a wrap on the Sedalia Dental pregame show. Thank you again to Doctors Aaron and Katie Carroll and the team at Sedalia Dental. Visit their brand new office at 337 Main Street. Sedalia Dental says go Cruisers. Call them at 836-2222 or visit SedaliaDental.com. Tonight's opening tip is brought to you exclusively by the Birch Tavern in the village of Groveport. The Birch is open every day from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. It's a great place to gather with family and friends for a delicious meal. Check out their website at birchtavern.com for the menu and more details. The Birch, the exclusive sponsor of tonight's opening tip. Cruisers in the home white with the red numbers. They will go right to left on your screen in the opening half. Pickerington Central, the visiting purple, the white numbers. The Tigers have won 15 of the last 16 meetings in this series. And again, we don't have to come in here and add a storyline to it. It's January the 9th. You're saying, Rick Cooper, you're crazy. I'm telling you tonight, a shot at the OCC Buckeye is on the line. And that's what happens when you lose to the top two leaders in the division. They lose to Newark, they lose to Reynoldsburg, and somebody tonight is going to go to have three losses. And as good as Jake Quackenbush and Newark are playing, and Andy Moore with that cast of characters over at Reynoldsburg, really, this is a must-win tonight if you want a shot at tonight's basketball, or the OCC Buckeye Championship. It'll be Kofi Kadolo that'll jump it up for Groveport Madison. Again, Pat Hunter, the guy that'll throw it up, and the athletic KD Smith wins the tip, and they go right to the rim, and Landon Evans drops in his first two. At 30 points on Tuesday night. Little 2-2-1, I think it was. They throw over it to Kadolo. They are concerned, the Tigers are, with this guy right here. Honorable mention in the state a year ago. Tigers right now kind of playing a matchup zone. We asked Eric Kruger about it on our coach's call. Is Kadolo? No, but he'll go to the line and get two. Foul's going to be on Albie Moore. It'll be his first, team first. Thank you, Matt Skaggs, for putting fouls on the scoreboard tonight. That doesn't always happen here. I think it should happen in every high school arena. There is no way. We were at a game on Tuesday night up at Olentangy Orange. They've won state championships in football and basketball. Doggone it, you should be able to put who committed the foul on the board. It's part of a storyline in a basketball game. First one is no good. Kadolo has had his troubles at the charity stripe, and that one missed everything. Not a good sign there. Kadolo thinking about it. Now 3 of 8 on the year, and the Cruisers, as we said, come in at 53% at the stripe, so they come up empty. Looked like the Tigers were playing zone as they go down the lane. A runner no good there. Runner there by, was that Albie Moore? It was in transition. Tough reverse by Troy Hines, no good. Kadolo had it blocked from behind. Battle for the ball. Ends up in the hands of Kofi, and they dig down and they take it away. Boy, that's an intelligent play there by Aiden Snyder, who is out there after turning the ankle yesterday. And a runner by Landon Evans drops it in, and the Tigers have extended their lead out of the gate to 4. It's 4-0. Minute and 15 into this first quarter. And it's a 2-1-2, almost a three-quarter court. It was on the Tigers side of the floor on that timeline, in front of the timeline. Tried Tyreek Ruffin man-to-man here. Coach Kruger is Tro Glenn, fires a 3, no good, and Evans comes down to grab it. It's a 2-on-2, straight to the rim, no good. Evans fighting for the rebound, on the ground grabbing it is Ruffin. He grabs 6 rebounds a game, and an outlet there to Troy Hines. Would have gone out of bounds, but it hit the referee Hunter, who's part of the quarter play. That 3, no good. Ball on the floor. Hines has got it. 3-on-1. Henfield underneath. Got big, but had it slapped out of his hands, and it'll stay here. Goes off Pick Central. So the Cruisers have a 3-on-1 advantage and don't even get an attempt there. So Henfield tried to raise up and had it slapped out of his hand. Tigers play 90% man and 10% zone. Now they're going to talk here as Isaiah Crutcher comes in. He was questionable tonight with a knee issue. Has missed the last 3 games. And Pat Hunter talking to his U1, Connor Morrell, to make sure they get it right, and they do. And ready to bring it in is Troy Hines. Quick inbound to Henfield, who got big and put it in. That's well executed, and it's the first points of this game for Groveport Madison. First 2 for Marcus Henfield. Slices the deficit in half, in rhythm. 3 is right there. Set up by some penetration. It wasn't a lot, but the goal is maybe just a dribble. Get 2 to guard 1, and Evan Snyder with a quick release doesn't need a heck of a lot of time. Tigers have opened up a 5-point lead. Henfield walked. He sure did. It was that defender coming down, maybe a little bit of a bump, and the football defensive end shuffled his feet a little bit, and Lamont Hampton says, I'd like to talk about it. 5:29 to play, opening quarter. Friday Night Hoops presented by First Service Federal Credit Union, and Lamont Hampton calls a Crumble Cookie timeout. Crumble Cookie in Canal Winchester near Walmart is proud to support Central Ohio High School sports. Desserts made fresh daily. 200 flavors rotating on the menu. Pickup, delivery, catering are all available at Crumble Cookies in Canal. Visit crumblecookies.com to learn more. We say a big thank you tonight to our good friends at Eddie's Chicken and Waffles. They've got 50 whole chicken wings for your NFL parties this weekend. $54.99, and these are not the kiddie-sized Happy Meal wings. You get so many places. $32.52, no Bixby, no advance order required. Visit Eddie'sChickenandWaffles.com or call them and place your order for Wild Card Weekend in the National Football League. 7-2. Tigers the basketball and a 5-point lead going left to right here at Cruiser Arena. Looking to penetrate on that baseline was K.D. Smith. He sets up Evan Snyder on another 3, and a good box out on that backside by Tyreek Ruffin. Put a butt in the gut against Albie Moore. That's twice that they have gotten the step and given Evan Snyder a good opportunity with not much of a contest on that right baseline. He hits 1 of 2, makes it a 5-point game. Isaiah Crutcher back out of the game. Did not see who he came in for initially, but whoever he came in for is back into the game. Oh, Ty Simpson is in the game as well. He did not start tonight. And the Tigers now in a 1-2-2. At the hub of it is Evan Snyder underneath. Henfield got aggressive and took it right to the chest of K.D. Smith. So Henfield with 2 field goals, and they're going to get a block at the other end. I think it was Ruffin that tried to take it, and instead they get a block on Tyreek. It's his first, and the team first with 4:47 to play. Pick Central by 3, 7-4. And that is Albie Moore that will go to the line and shoot 2. 72% on the year is Albie Moore, tied for second best on this team. Bends the knees and is right there with the first free throw of the game for Pickerington Central, who was honorable mention in the league a year ago when he averaged, 7.3 points, 3.1 rebounds. Tigers 65% at the stripe with 17.8 attempts a game, and the vast majority of those coming out of the hand of Landon Evans. Left side, Simpson had a good look on a 3, no good. Crashing was Tro Glenn, and 1-0 outdid the other, but Troy Hines stole the outlet pass but could not finish, and it'll go out of bounds and stay here. Yeah, you look back on that Newark game between Newark and Pickerington Central. Boy, that was a free throw shooting bonanza, and Jake Quackenbush and Landon Evans did most of the shooting in that game. Quackenbush 11 of 12 at the stripe, and Landon Evans 15 of 21. There were a ton of free throws. Tyreek Ruffin just hit a 3, and it's a Kessler Heating and Cooling Cruisers 3-pointer. So Tyreek Ruffin in the books with his first 3, and it's now down to a 2-point game, and they're going to say the ball went out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Pickerington Central. Pick up 9-7 is our score. Was trying to get the total free throws in that game between Newark and Pickerington Central. 49 free throws were shot in that meeting between the Wildcats and the Tigers. Albie Moore, a little shake and bake, and then he raised up and hit a Kessler Heating and Cooling Tigers 3. And it was K.D. Smith, I beg your pardon. Here's a steal. Beautiful pass underneath, but could not finish. And a late foul, and I think it's K.D. Smith that's going to shoot the free throws, and it's Tro Glenn that committed it. First on Tro, second on the team. 3:54 to play in the quarter. And it will take K.D. Smith back to the line and messed that up a moment ago and gave that 3 to Albie Moore. Goes to this guy. His 12th made 3 of the year, which is the team high. Makes the first free throw. So Kevin K.D. Smith, backup wide receiver. He'll play college football somewhere in a couple of years. 4.0 student, really has emerged this year. Talking with Eric Kruger, was a JV kid last year. Bends the knees and hits again. So the Tigers are perfect 4 of 4 at the charity stripe, and they have opened up a 7-point lead as we go under 4 minutes to play, and a dangerous pass by Ruffin. Intercepted but saved. Henfield, they're going to get him for steps as he took an extra one before he flushed it with that right hand. And no argument from my kids don't call walks like their dad does. I see Ray Roan over there in the corner kind of messing with his footwork a little bit. The pride of Euclid High School. Pepe Pearson, Robert Smith, Gary Meeks, Doc Doherty. I'm sure he was kind of maybe arguing on behalf of Henfield, but good hustle by the Tigers, but they saved it in play. Cruisers had an opportunity on a strong take there by Henfield. Looking to penetrate, it's Aiden Snyder. Albie Moore underneath. Extra pass, right baseline. Donovan who checks in. He's their best shooter. Had a dismal showing in the first meeting when they lost and came back and torched the Cruisers in the second meeting when he hit 5 of 6 threes, and that ball goes out of bounds back to Groveport Madison. And Ryan Donovan started in this game a year ago. Coming off the bench this year, has interest from Capital. Went 1 of 6 in the first meeting a year ago when the Cruisers won. Had 3 points, did grab 6 rebounds, had 19 points on 6 of 8 shooting, including 5 of 6 at the stripe. Redemption. Big time in that second meeting. Troy Hines, little 8-foot runner, pinballed around and dropped in. So Troy Hines with his first 2, averages just under 7 a game. He's got an offer on the table from Division III Muskingum, where Dwayne Davis continues to wreak havoc in the Zanesville area, and they've got Landon Evans for shuffling the feet as he looked a little bit confused with the call, and a timeout here by Eric Kruger. I thought he did a little bit. I'm not, but my producer to my right has kind of the stinky cheese look, the bad cheese look, bad milk look, I guess. Doesn't like the call, but Eric Kruger's called a crumble cookie. Tigers timeout. They're open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Stop in today and enjoy the Oreo crumble cookie. It's a warm chocolate cookie mixed with Oreo cookie pieces, topped with smooth vanilla cream, cheese frosting, and sprinkles. It's the Oreo, what do we call that again? The Oreo crumble cookie, available for a limited time at Crumble Cookies. So again, want to say thanks to IHOP on Route 256 in Reynoldsburg. They're tonight's restaurant of the game. Remember, kids eat free every night from 4 to 10 p.m. at the Reynoldsburg IHOP on Taylor Square Drive in Reynoldsburg. Visit IHOP.com for all details. Oscar, Juan, and Janet, you're awesome. The rest of the team as well. They are feeding our crew, fed our crew tonight, and we are grateful for that. 14-9, under 3 minutes to play. Has Ruffin got the step? He may have lost that off his thigh. No. Gesture by Evan Snyder was Tiger basketball. That was dangerously close to hitting that left thigh. Here comes a sub. It's Titus O'Neill. O'Neill missed the first 4 games of the year. Academic reasons. Started on Tuesday night at Reynoldsburg. Eric Kruger deciding to bring him off the bench tonight. Did not score in that game at Reynoldsburg. As Ty Simpson, a good move from 17, unable to put it in. But Tyreek Ruffin active again on the backboards. He is as good as any guard in the city at rebounding the basketball. For a 6-foot guard, you show me somebody who's better, and the only guy we can come up with possibly is Tyson Perkins at Westerville North, but 6 rebounds a game for Tyreek Ruffin. Underneath, it's Titus O'Neill. Has some size and athleticism to at least bang a little bit with Kofi Kadolo, who's in the lane right now. Now at the left block, trying to wrap O'Neill as Ty Simpson really getting after it defensively, and he forced a turnover. We had Elijah Smith, a little bit panicked. 6'1" sophomore Smith has checked in, and credit the defense there. Good defense by Ty Simpson. Was very close to the 5-second violation as well. And a hold here on Pick Central. Hold on number 3, Jordan Sanders, who has checked in. Sanders first, team second. Sanders, did you know, he was the only guy that was a two-way starter on the Pick Central football team this year. Was a safety and a running back. Everybody else was a one-way player. Jaden Jordan has checked in for Groveport Madison. Also handled some kick returns. Jordan, Cruiser's leading scorer, or third leading scorer, I beg your pardon, at 9.3 points a game. Did not play in those last 2 games of the first semester. 14-11. Cruisers with a chance to tie it with a 3. Ruffin hands it off to Jordan, and they're going to get him, Tyreek, on the Aaron Kraft handoff and pivot. They're going to get him for an illegal screen. His second, team third. I think the issue the way I have taught that to young players, the guy you're handing it to has kind of got to stay there. If he's moving while you do it, when you turn and move, you're going to have a tendency to move a little bit. I don't know if I'm saying that. My producer's not giving me the positive head nod, but you can help him pivot there and not commit the offensive foul. Lamont Hampton wanted the charge. Instead of scoop underneath there by Evan Snyder. I don't know. If that's a charge or an illegal screen by Tyreek, then Aaron Kraft did a lot of that. Jaden Jordan's 3 no good, ball loose, and an illegal screen on Groveport, an loose ball foul on Groveport Madison. They're going to charge it to 20. Kofi Cadolo, it's his first, team 4th with 1:10 left. Tyreek Ruffin will sit down. Jordan Wagner will check in. Wagner comes in averaging 10.8 points a game. He's the second leading scorer on this team behind Ruffin at 12. So Ruffin at 12 a game, Wagner at 10.8, Jaden Jordan, the third leading scorer, at 9.3. 60 to play in the opening quarter, and Troy Hines, or make that Tro Glenn, going to get called for a bump as he tried to take that away. Glenn, when healthy, was an outstanding safety for Mitch Westcamp, who is in the building tonight watching this action. And it's a penalty situation. Cruisers are over the limit, so it's going to allow Landon Evans, who is a 68% free throw shooter, to get 2 here with 58 left, and we jinxed him. He missed the first. Tigers now 4 of 5. Tro Glenn will sit down. We get our first look tonight at Braylon Abbott, who has appeared now his 5th game of the year. Has not scored to this point. Second one is good. So Landon Evans with a 5-point first quarter extends it to 2 possessions, 15-11. And the Tigers opportunistic again. If this wasn't touched, and they're going to say it was. Eric Kruger arguing with Kenny Record over there, saying that ball was not touched. He is still arguing that there was no touch there. I didn't see a touch. Did you? I don't think so. I think Wagner just threw that basketball out of bounds. 45 to play. Wagner, little shake and bake, fires a 17-footer. Miss, no, but Cadolo the offensive rebound and put it in. First 2 for Cadolo. Wagner doing a little too much on that possession. Long 2, contested, and no ball movement. 15-13, Cadolo kind of bailed him out. 2-point game with 25 to play. Evans dropped it off underneath to Titus O'Neal, who absorbed the contact from Wagner and still had the strength to put it in. Comes in averaging 5.2 a game. We said started and did not score on Tuesday. Takes it up to a 2-possession game as Jaden Jordan had it, lost it, picked up, 3 seconds left. Donovan going to try to beat the buzzer. It would have counted as he stepped through and fired a 3, but it came up short. And so it'll be Pickerington Central 17 and Groveport Madison 13 here at the end of 1. Give me your perspective. I'm looking at Ricky Cooper, a college player, coach, that half spin and that turnover. I think it's kind of like waiting for a screen a little bit. You can't be on the move and then have a a guy racing at you, hand the basketball off, and then try to pivot and not think that the officials are going to get you for moving.
Hand off, turn, your butt's got to be standing still.
You've got to be standing still, and I think that the key is on the transaction that the guy you're handing it to has got to kind of be set there a little bit. If he's moving, I think it puts the point guard in a really precarious spot to try to complete that and not get called for the offensive foul. Kessler Heating and Cooling is the official HVAC provider of the Pickerington Central Sports Network and the Groveport Sports Network for over 3 decades. The team at Kessler Heating and Cooling has been providing Central Ohio with the very best in HVAC service. As a family-owned and operated business, Kessler able to devote personal attention to each and every client, whether commercial or residential. Count on the team at Kessler Heating and Cooling, Basil Western Road and Canal. Visit KesslerHeating.com to learn more. Flyers Pizza, we had it last night at the Cooper House, is the official pizza of the Groveport Sports Network. What better way to enjoy the Cruisers and the Tigers in another meeting of a really good basketball rivalry than with Flyers. Jaden Jordan on the opening possession, too strong on the 3. You can order that Flyers Pizza right now at flyerspizza.com. Don't even have to get out the car. They've got the convenient pickup window. 17-13 into the lane. Blocked out of the hand by Cadolo and taken away by Abbott. Long outlet to Wagner. Lost it. Lobs underneath. Cadolo missed it up close. Kofi got another one. Saved to Troy Hines. Right side, they got it. Kenny Record right on top of that right there. The left-right catch, and the guys next to us that have played basketball were gesturing walk as well. You'll watch it on the video. Jaden Jordan on that left-right catch on that right wing did too much. That is a call. I'm not sure every high school basketball official catches that. We told you earlier, Kenny Record, one of the best in the business, and was right on top of it. Hines with a steal here. Bodies flying everywhere, and it's taken away by Pick Central. 3-on-1 advantage, and they take it to the chest of Henfill, and Marcus just picked up the personal foul. It'll be charged to Marcus Henfill. It's his first, and the first on the team here in the second half. Good aggressive take by Evan Snyder, and he'll be rewarded with a couple of free throws. Evan Snyder, 3-year starter. We told you in the Sedalia Dental pregame, he and Landon Evans, the only 2 3-year starters on this team. 12.1 points, 5.4 rebounds, 72% at the stripe coming in, 18 of 25. Ty Simpson has gone to the table. He'll come in if the free throw goes in, and it does. So that was Evan Snyder with his first point in this game. And so the Tigers now 6 of 9 at the stripe for 67%. Makes it a 5-point game about a minute in to quarter number 2. Friday Night Hoops presented by First Service Federal Credit Union, and Wagner a little bit out of control. Got his own miss, no good. Henfill's third attempt is no good, and I think they just got Marcus Henfill for a second personal foul, and they did. He was trying to contest the outlet pass. For a moment, I thought he was going to get away with it. It was slightly late, but I think it was the right call. And the Cruisers now 2 fouls as a team in the quarter, and Marcus Henfill has just picked up his second foul in this game. 6:45 to play. We'll see what Lamont Hampton elects to do with that. L.B. Moore, left side Kevin Smith, their best shooter, and they're going to get a loose ball foul on the backside. It's one of the Snyder brothers, and they're going to get 11. Avin Snyder. Aiden was in the vicinity as well. First on Avin, first on the team. Henfill will sit down. Marcus sits with 4 points and 2 fouls. Kofi Cadolo back with 2 points and a foul. 18-13. Be interesting to see what Lamont Hampton does in terms of the re-entering of Marcus Henfill. Underneath, Cadolo took his time and raised up and put it in. If I had 2 minutes with Kofi Cadolo, I would say, words of wisdom, slow down around the rim. You're bigger than everybody around the bucket. Establish establish yourself, get big, and then raise up. And if somebody blocks your shot, high-five them at that point as Snyder, Evan, that is, threw it out of bounds. Turnover back to Groveport Madison. I think throughout the first 6 games of this season, if you were to evaluate the play of Kofi Kadolo, he has been sped up an awful lot, and at his size, there's really no reason to be doing anything fast. 18-15. Cruisers empty on a possession there with not an attempt. Tigers trying to extend on a 3-point lead. Little pick and pop action. 3 on the left wing, no good, but Evans able to run down the offensive rebound. Evans working against Kadolo. Double pumped, and Kofi contested. Rebound Cruisers, 2-on-2. Snyder into the lane. Back to Wagner. His 3, right side, no. And saved by one of the Tigers. Ball batted around, ends up in the hands of Evan Snyder. And they're going to get a carry here on Evan Snyder near the timeline. I thought there could have been a loose ball foul on one of the Tigers out there when they first went for the basketball. Nothing called, but a carry anyway. I guess ball doesn't lie, as somebody might say. Turnover back to Groveport Madison. Cruisers find themselves down 3. It's Friday Night Hoops. It's presented by First Service Federal Credit Union here on the Groveport Sports Network and our friends on the Pickerington Central Sports Network, as Ty Simpson just kissed it off the glass. It's a Kessler Heating and Cooling Cruisers 3-pointer. Simpson with his 6th 3 of the year, and Snyder no. And they're going to get a foul here on Ty Simpson on that right baseline. First on Simpson, 3rd on the team, and it'll take number 11, Evan Snyder, in the act of shooting. Best perimeter defender on this team, to the line for 2. First one, no good. Tigers have already shot or will shoot with this one their 10th free throw of this game in 10 minutes of basketball. They're shooting a free throw a minute. Second one is no good again. So the Tigers have gone cold at the stripe and are now 6 of 10. Game tied at 18. Under 5 minutes to play. Wagner, 17-footer, missed everything. Jaden Jordan anticipated well and caught the air ball. Wagner and Ruffin, little 2-man game on the perimeter. Ruffin, or make that Simpson, cut to the basket, and he hit him in stride for an easy 2. Boy, that's the best play of the night in terms of sharing the basketball and execution. Cruisers only had 2 assists in that loss on Tuesday night at Orange. So it's good to see the ball moving and the ball being shared underneath Evans. No. Almost got wedged in there, but he was fouled. And I think it's going to go on Troy Hines. And it is on Hines. It's his first, team 4th. And so Landon Evans will go to the line and shoot 2. Landon Evans, as we said, had a 30-point night Tuesday night at Reynoldsburg, had a 26-point night at Newark, both of them in losing efforts. Can basically name his school in 2 years. Everybody wants him, and the first one is up and in. Landon Evans with a half dozen, averaged 18.6 a year ago, 7.8 as a freshman in 23-24. The second is good, so give Landon Evans 7. And KD Smith will sit down, and back in for the Tigers is number 12, Ricky Cooper says. Yes, it is. It's Ryan Donovan, who played out of position at the 5 a year ago. They really don't have a true 5. They've got one true big coming off the bench in 6'7", Christian Coleman. So he's going to have to be careful dealing with Kadolo, who missed another. And this one goes out of bounds back to Pickerington Central. That is what we just said 3-4 minutes ago. That is exemplified right there. I mean, that is Ryan Donovan, who's going to do his best and bang and really fight down there. But Kofi Kadolo with a decisive advantage. Take your time and finish. Game tied at 20. Into the lane, Evans. Nice move. 6-footer is right there. Landon Evans with 9. 4th tie or lead change in this game as we near and now hit 3.5 to play. Left side, it's Simpson trying to work against Aiden Snyder. Got by him, and there was no help, and he laid it up and in. Aiden Snyder with, Ty Simpson, I should say, right, with 7. Ties this game at 22 apiece. Troy Hines trying to be disruptive on the perimeter. Evans, right baseline, Aiden Snyder tried to skip it, and dangerous skip pass. Tell you who caused that turnover, it was Jordan Wagner. I think Aiden Snyder thought he had an unobstructed cross-court pass, and as he was getting ready to release the basketball, he saw Jordan Wagner. Wonder what he might have said under his breath and said, heck with it, I'm not even going to throw it near him. I'm just going to throw it into the scoreboard. At the table, make it a dead ball turnover. Shot no good underneath Codolo, and Donovan got him on the arm. Not a bad foul on Ryan Donovan. He was in trouble underneath. It's his first, team second, and you force Kofi Codolo to go to the line and shoot 2. Tigers have shot 12 free throws in this first half. Pick Central, make that Groveport. This will be free throw 3 and 4. Out of the hand of Kofi Codolo. Bends the knees and hits. I think the other part of the Kofi Codolo story is just coaches will talk about just seeing a couple of them go in, what that does to a confidence. So to see that one go in, maybe make this one, kind of build the confidence of this young man. Cruisers have taken their first lead in this game. Second one is no good, and everybody coming down to get to the backboards for Pick Central, and the rebound to Sanders, and they're going to get a foul on Jordan Wagner out in transition. It's his first, and again, the significance of that foul right there. If there's 2:41 to play in the quarter and you've committed 2 as a team, you can look at that and say, okay. But now what it does is you allow the Tigers' Jordan Sanders to go to the line, and he is a team best 83% at the stripe, 5 of 6. And football coaches would call that knowing time and distance. You just can't commit a foul 45 feet away from the basket when you're over the limit. 2:41 to play. Cruisers their first lead of this game, 23-22. Second one is good. 7th tire lead change. It was Jordan Sanders who made the free throw and has tied it at 23 apiece. And a foul here on whom? They're going to charge it on number 12. That's Ryan Donovan, who just picked up his second. 3rd on the team. See if Eric Kruger allows him to stay in. Looks like the Tigers playing zone here off this inbounds, and they are. Wagner, half spin, goes right wing to Abbott. Back to Wagner. Codolo wanted a touch. They send a second body at Wagner. Abbott's 3 went halfway down, and a rebound to Evans. Long baseball pass. Leaking is Sanders at the other end for 2. Now there's a look at the running back that probably caught plenty of balls from Rocco Williams out of that backfield. Caught a beautifully thrown ball by Landon Evans. 8th tire lead change as a 3 by Wagner is no good. Troy Hines up high for the rebound, and I think they're going to get a loose ball foul on one of the Tigers, and I think this is going to be charged to the guy on the ground. Talking about Jordan Sanders, isn't it? Sanders second, 4th on the team, no penalty there. Tigers had 1 to give. Both teams officially over the limit now with 1:59 to play. Still inbound it to Codolo. Back to Simpson. Underneath, Codolo confidently went to the right-handed jump hook. 7 for Kofi. 9th tire lead change. Tied at 25. $1:45 to play till halftime. And the Texas Roadhouse first half stats. Underneath, O'Neal got loose. And it's a good find by the Tiger at the top of the key. Well done. 27-25. 90 seconds to play. Friday Night Hoops presented by First Service Federal Credit Union. Simpson thought about a pass to Codolo, kind of moving to the elbow. Instead, Jordan, a little shake and bake, no good. Codolo averaging nearly 11 rebounds a game, got another one. And he's starting to see it go in. Kofi Codolo with 9.5. A back-and-forth affair here at Cruiser Arena. He's tied it at 27. Evans over to Donovan, the sharpshooter who hit 5 threes in that game, as we said in the second meeting last year. Good move by Evans. 10-footer is special. Landon Evans into double digits with 11. Ryan Donovan, as we were talking about shooting 53s a year ago, was a team best for the 6'4" senior. Half minute to play. Cruisers down 2, 29-27. Left baseline, it's Ty Simpson. A lot of contact on that baseline, nothing called. Could skip out to Troy Hines. Tigers applying pressure, but not aggressively. Wagner going to try to back off and create a little bit of space here. 10 seconds to play, and he lost the basketball. Taken away by Avin Snyder? No, but he'll go to the line and get 2. So they're going to get Jordan Wagner for his second foul. And the 15th and 16th free throws of this game for Pickerington Central are going to come out of the hand of the second team all-league selection from a year ago. Talking about Avin Snyder, was honorable mention in the Buckeye 2 years ago, and the first one is right there. Sometimes it's hard to hold it for a half minute. Wagner under a little bit of duress, lost the basketball. That's not necessarily easy to do. Miss no good, but a tip by O'Neal. Donovan had a good look from 17, and it's going to go out of bounds, and that's how this first 16 minutes of basketball is going to end. Good effort by O'Neal there on the final play of that half, and Ryan Donovan makes more than he misses in that spot, but comes up empty on a 17-footer, and it takes us to our halftime score of Pickerington Central 30 and Groveport Madison 27. It is Friday Night Hoops. It is presented exclusively by First Service Federal Credit Union. We say thanks tonight to Logan Marburger with RE/MAX 1. He is tonight's realtor of the game. He's got the experience and resources necessary, whether you plan to buy or sell. He's a proud Groveport Madison alum. Logan Marburger and the team at RE/MAX 1. It's not just about transactions. It's about earning your trust, creating lasting relationships, and helping individuals and families in this community achieve their dreams. Realtor Logan Marburger brings energy, brings enthusiasm, and bring results. Visit Logan-Marburger.remax.com. Also want to say thanks tonight before we go to the break to our good friends at Ireland Spa, ready to help you relax, refresh, renew with haircuts and colors, massages, nail services, hair removal, skincare, and much more on Winchester Cemetery Road in Canal and Hubbard Road in Lancaster. Visit IrelandSpa.com. And as you're looking for NFL food this weekend on Wild Card Weekend, we would encourage you to consider Jersey Mike's. You see them on your scoreboard. Jersey Mike's in Pickerington, also Jersey Mike's in Canal Winchester. They are perfect for your big game day events. They will give you subs by the box, subs by the bag, or even personal box lunches. Jersey Mike's in Canal Winchester on Gender Road. Visit jerseymikes.com for more details. Halftime here at Cruiser Arena. The Tigers in a back-and-forth affair, 12 ties or lead changes in the first 16 minutes. The Tigers lead your Cruisers 30-27 here on Friday Night Hoops, presented by First Service Federal Credit Union. We'll take a break. The halftime report, the Texas Roadhouse halftime stats are coming up next. This is the Groveport Sports Network and the Pickerington Central Sports Network.
We are all searching for a place to belong, a place to fit in, a place to call home. We long for solid ground that allows us to grow far beyond our dreams, seeking guidance as we navigate life's lessons. leaning on others' experiences to help unlock our full potential. Desiring authentic relationships, meaningful conversations, people to push us to success. Striving to define our purpose, find our mission, and following God's calling to change the world. We are all searching.
Halftime here at Cruiser Arena, where the Tigers lead the Cruisers 30-27. First of two meetings between these two teams in 2025-26, and we welcome you to the halftime report, where we take a look at tonight's Texas Roadhouse Reynoldsburg first half stats. Texas Roadhouse in Reynoldsburg puts the fun back into fundraising. If your school or organization would like more information on how to raise money, contact Gwen at 149marketing at TexasRoadhouse.com. That website again, or that email address, I should say, is 149marketing at TexasRoadhouse.com. We take a look at scoring numbers in this first half, and we'll start with the visitors from Pickerington Central. They have had 7 different players score. Landon Evans, the only player in double digits for either team. The Division I prospect in the books with 11 at the intermission. They get 5 in the first half from Katie Smith, who got going early. 4 for Titus O'Neill, coming off Eric Kruger's bench. 3 tonight for Aiden Snyder. 3 tonight for Jordan Sanders III, and Albie Moore and Avin Snyder, each with 2. And unofficially right now, the Tigers 10 of 16 at the charity stripe in that first half. And my Texas Instruments calculator says that 10 of 16 is good for 63%. We take a look at the Texas Roadhouse halftime stats for Groveport Madison. Cruisers had 5 different players score in the first 16 minutes. Kofi Cadola with 9. One of his best halves, still had several shots that he would love to have back, but saw a couple go in. Really aggressive on the offensive boards. 9 points to lead Groveport Madison. Ty Simpson has hit a 3. He's got 7. Tyreek Ruffin has hit a 3. He's got 5. Troy Hines with 2 points and 4 points on some aggressive work around the rim for Marcus Henfield. And Groveport Madison 1 for 4 at the charity stripe in the first half for 25%. In terms of foul trouble in the first 16 minutes, I wouldn't say there's plenty of it if you consider 2 fouls a danger spot. Tro Glenn, Tyreek Ruffin, Jordan Wagner, and Marcus Henfield all saddled with 2 fouls at the intermission. Jordan Sanders and Ryan Donovan with a pair of fouls apiece for the Tigers in that first half as well. Tigers led 17-13 after 1. Groveport Madison won the second quarter. They won it by the score of 14-13, and it gets us to halftime here at Cruiser Arena with the Tigers leading Groveport Madison by the score of 30-27. Those are tonight's Texas Roadhouse first half stats. Looking for a unique way to promote your business? How about you put your business logo on a Texas Roadhouse gift card, and they'll do it for absolutely free. Stop in the Reynoldsburg Texas Roadhouse today to learn a lot more. I want to say thanks again to another one of our sponsors that helps bring you Cruisers Athletics, and that sponsor is Smith Farm Market on Winchester Pike. Open daily, even the winter season, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Delicious no-bakes, Buckeyes, fudge, cheesecakes, and pies. The Witten Farm at Smith Farm Market. 22 different types of fresh baked and cream pies available. Large selection of local meats, Amish cheeses, honey as well. The Winchester Farm on Winchester Farm at Smith Farm Market on Winchester Pike. Visit WittenFarm.com to learn more. Tomorrow morning, start your day with breakfast at Chick-fil-A, and in particular, the location locations on East Broad Street in Reynoldsburg, Route 256 in Reynoldsburg. Enjoy a delicious chicken, bacon, or sausage biscuit and hash browns to get your day off on the right foot. Chick-fil-A is a proud supporter of Central Ohio high school sports, and we say thanks to one of our favorite sponsors, talking about Skyline Chili in Canal. Are you looking for a delicious, fun, and convenient meal option for your next birthday party, family get-together, graduation party, or tailgate event? Then try the new Skyline Coney Kit. Build your own Skyline Coney just the way you like it with the Skyline Coney Kit. They'll give you 24 cheese conies with all the ingredients conveniently and carefully packaged for you on the side. The Skyline Chili Coney case is just $69.99. No advance order is required. Visit Skyline Chili in Canal Winchester to pick up your Coney kit today. Thanks to Evan and Chloe and the rest of the team at Skyline Chili. Halftime here at Cruiser Arena. The Tigers 30, Cruisers 27. Second half action is coming up next as you watch Friday Night Hoops presented by First Service Federal Credit Union, and you watch them here on the Groveport Sports Network and the Pickerington Central Sports Network. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Groveport Sports Network. Conveniently located at 647 Park Meadow Road in Westerville, Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is ready to equip you with a comprehensive evaluation of your current financial state to assist you in planning for your future. State Street Advisors will guide you in formulating a series of achievable steps that can help you reach your objectives. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Groveport Sports Network. Phone 614-895-2584 or visit statestreetadvisors.com to learn more. Mark Kavanik is an investment advisor representative offering securities and advisory services through Cetera Advisors LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker, dealer, and registered investment advisor. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity. State Street Advisors, wealth creation, preservation, and transfer. Well, back here at Cruiser Arena, we put a wrap on the halftime report on Friday Night Hoops presented by our good friends at First Service Federal Credit Union, serving your community since 1956. Dedicated staff ready to help you meet your everyday banking and long-term goals. Switch for the savings, stay for the service. Visit firstcu.com for more details. Tigers will have it first, and Landon Evans just lost the basketball out of bounds. I think that was Troy. Was it Troy Hines or Troy Glenn? Troy. Good defense by Troy Hines. He has been disruptive in a couple of spots defensively, and the Cruisers, because of that defense, will have an opportunity to tie it here with a made three, roughing off a screen, roughing off a second screen. They feed Cadolo. Good outlet pass by Kofi off the entry, but a three by Hines is no good. Hines reaching from behind, and it leads to an advantage. You got to sprint back after the miss, and instead kind of took a swipe at it. All I can tell you, back in Maple Heights, Ohio, Maple Heights High School, William Biff Lloyd, if he would have saw that, he would have said, "Rick Cooper, come sit next to me." I was sitting next to him anyway, though. That wasn't a problem. I was always sitting next to the head coach. Jumper by Ruffin is no good, and they're going to get a foul here, and I think it's going to be on Tyreek, who missed the shot. We'll see. Is that what we've got? We've got a third foul on Tyreek Ruffin after he missed it, compounded it with the loose ball foul, and so the Cruisers' best player, honorable mention in the state, has picked up a third foul a minute into this third quarter, and Lamont Hampton looks like he's going to bring Jordan Wagner off the bench, and I think they're going to get a foul here on Tro Glenn as Landon Evans made a hard cut from the left side to the right side, and Glenn may be guilty of a hold. He looks perplexed at the call, but it'll be his third. So two guys that had two here at the intermission have picked up three, and Ruffin is going to have to sit down with 6:47 to play, and the Tigers up 5. They inbound it to Evans, and Evans put it up no. Cadolo fights his way to a defensive rebound. Outlet pass to Hines, looking to push into a double team and had it slapped loose and taken away by Katie Smith. And good hustle by Wagner, who raced it down and punched it loose. Cruisers, maybe an advantage. No. 5-on-5. Wagner with a no-look pass underneath to Troy Hines. Beautiful no-look pass by Jordan Wagner. And the Cruisers find themselves within 3, 32-29. 6:10 to play third quarter. Left baseline. Albie Moore got the step, no, but somebody helping committed a foul. Cadola was in the vicinity, so was Jaden Jordan, and they're going to charge Jaden Jordan as the guilty party. First on Jaden Jordan, third on the team, and it will take the Tigers to the line for their 17th and 18th free throws, 10 of 16 in the first half for 63%. Shooter here is Albie Moore, Ty Simpson, Marcus Henfill in, Troy Hines, Tro Glenn sit down. Henfill back into this game with 4 points and 2 fouls. Ty Simpson in with 7 and a foul. One more free throw for Albie Moore, 72% on the year. Older brother Dejon is on that bench helping Eric Kruger. Had one coach have to step away for personal reasons. Another guy had a medical procedure. So Dejon Moore, always important, has become extra important as not as many coaches wearing purple polos on that Tiger bench. And we're going to get a foul here. And see who they charge this to. It's going to be charged to Pick Central number 2, Albie Moore, who just picked up his second and the team third. Dejon Moore played on Eric Kruger's first district championship team back in 2013-14, first year that he was the head coach. Had the interim tag for a year. Did Eric Kruger as a 3 is up and in. It's a Kessler Heating and Cooling Tigers three-pointer, and Albie Moore has given the Tigers a 6-point advantage. They have led by as many as 7, and diving down, digging down was Albie Moore to try to keep Henfill under control. It goes out of bounds off the Tigers. It'll stay here. And Eric Kruger took over around that time for a former basketball Buckeye, one of my childhood idols. Is that one taken right out of the hand of Jaden Jordan on the inbound, intercepted by Albie Moore. Don't see that a whole heck of a lot. Right side, Snyder's 3. Line drive is right there. It's a Kessler Heating and Cooling three-pointer. It's a 9-point basketball game, the biggest lead of this game. And Lamont Hampton says, let's talk about it. 5:14 to play in the third quarter. He has called a Crumble Cookie Cruisers full timeout. Cruisers Crumble Cookie, open till 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays. 7 cookie flavors, always in the store. 200 of them rotate into those 7 spots. You can place your order for pickup, delivery, even catering at crumblecookies.com. Before we do a couple commercials, to finish that thought, again, I tell this story, bad comedian sharing the same material if you've listened to us. 2012-13, we're covering Pick Central for the first time, and Jerry Francis, the former outstanding basketball Buckeye out of Columbus Worley, again, one of my idols, is the head coach, and we call him up and we're doing a little bit of an interview. I'm nervous, and at the middle of the interview, Jerry Francis says to me, he says, Rick, I'm probably not going to be at the basketball game on Friday night. I'm like, oh, really? He goes, I'm in the hospital right now. And so Jerry Francis took my call, talked basketball with me, and had to step away for health reasons. His son Jeremiah was in this program, just finished up his 6-year college basketball career, but Jerry, one of the good guys, and Eric Kruger on that staff, the guy they gave the interim tag to in 13-14, and 13 years later has won better than 200 games at a 75% clip, second best winning percentage in the OCC in boys basketball. Only Adam Vincenzo at Delaware Hayes is winning more games at 77%. 38-29, right side 3 came up short. Wagner had it, and they're going to get a loose ball foul here on 22. Aiden Snyder First on Snyder, second on the team. Again, want to say thanks to IHOP in Reynoldsburg. Right now, they've got bottomless pancakes for a limited time through March 30th with select breakfast combos. You can learn more at IHOP.com. Thanks to IHOP on Reynoldsburg, and thanks to our good friends Oscar, Juan, Janet, and the rest of the team. 38-29. Cruisers in a danger spot here as Wagner trying to muscle his way to the rim and put it up and in. Wagner with his first two comes in averaging just under 11 a game. 38-31, lead down to 7 as we near the midway point of this third quarter. And boy, did they bail out Avon Snyder right there. See if it's Codolo, and it is. Avon Snyder was out of control, and Avon Snyder at 5'11" was getting ready to challenge King Kofi at 6'6". The only way that Avon Snyder wins that battle most of the time is if you do what Kofi Codolo just did and fouled him. Codolo commits the foul, 8 points after the first free throw from Avon Snyder, takes it back up to an 8-point game. Eric Kruger, 13th season at the helm, and a state championship. We touched on it. Josh Harlan was here earlier, was the outstanding point guard on that state championship team. Devin Royal, Gavin Headings came over from Dublin. Kaufman was a left-handed sharpshooter, and they had Sonny Styles to keep you from doing anything around the rim, and a good take to the rim for two. Codolo got no help there as KD Smith went right to the rim and put it in. And then you had R.J. Keechler too, right? He gets lost. I think Josh Harlan gets lost in that. We call him an X factor, a guy that got them into their stuff, is not going to do anything flashy except play really, really good defense and always make the right decision. But you can throw R.J. Keechler in there as well. He was a guy that there was nothing happening if you were an opponent around the rim when R.J. Keechler or Sonny Styles were in, and I think they're going to get something illegal here on Ruffin, and Tyreek is kind of asking for it. I think this is a fourth foul on Tyreek Ruffin here, and Lamont Hampton looking and asking Pat Hunter for an explanation, but Tyreek Ruffin just picked up his fourth foul in this game with 3:45 to play in the third quarter. Fifth on the Cruisers too. Lead up to 11, biggest lead of this game. So now you have a very dangerous developing situation. 11-point game, and your all-everything performer, he's out there right now as they have to play this possession before they can get him out. They've got our sub at the table. I think it's Jaden Jordan. Ruffin's got to be careful. Into the lane, being very careful. Shot up close, no good. And Tyreek able to run down the rebound. Boy, if I'm Lamont Hampton, I'm thinking about a timeout here just to get him out of the game. And he'll get that stoppage as Ty Simpson no on the three. And a foul out there by Aiden Snyder. And I think Eric Kruger kind of, just like a couple of the Cruiser fouls, is going to look at Aiden Snyder and say, what in the world are we doing fouling there? Couple of free throws coming, 42-31. Ty Simpson, the 5th and 6th free throws of this game for Groveport Madison. And Simpson bends the knees and hits. Ty Simpson working on an 8-point night. Cruisers 2 of 5 at the stripe for 40%, makes it a 10-point game. Ruffin will come in. It was a 3-pointer, so he'll come in. Subs will after the second free throw. And that second free throw goes in out of the hand of Ty Simpson. So give him 9. Now they can get Ruffin out. Codolo is out. Here comes the sharpshooter, Ryan Donovan. Donovan returns as KD Smith will sit down. Kevin Smith sits with 7. Ryan Donovan returns scoreless. Ty Simpson missed all of last season with a stress fracture in his foot. Young man has worked his tail off to get back to this spot. And he hits 3 of them to make it an 8-point game under 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Friday Night Hoops presented by First Service Federal Credit Union here on the Groveport Sports Network and the Pickerington Central Sports Network. Dumped down underneath to Titus O'Neal, and Boy, Tigers fortunate there that Jaden Jordan got a paw on it, because it wasn't a very good decision. He was covered up pretty well, and pass was a little bit off the mark, but apparently Jordan got a paw on it. They'll inbound it here to Evans. Evans underneath, no, but he'll get two. And a couple of free throws coming up for Landon Evans. A couple of guys in the vicinity, and they're going to charge it to Troy Hines. And again, another thing you would teach maybe a young player would be that the battle begins before Landon Evans gets the basketball there. You're dealing with Division I potential right there. Landon Evans now with a dozen. If I'm guarding Landon Evans, I know I can't let Landon Evans catch the ball there. If I let 6'5" Landon Evans catch the ball against me at the dots, I am D-O-N-E done. And so I am going to use my forearm, I'm going to feel, I'm going to fight, and I'm going to keep him from catching that. That's twice they have allowed him to catch that ball right where he wanted it, in that dotted area. 44-34. They try to go down low to Henfield, and it never got there. Double team right now. They've got Jordan Sanders in a predicament. Nearly took it away. Now an advantage if they want it. 2-on-1, and Evans goes right to the rim for two. Boy, that could have gone either way. Cruisers looked like they were going to have the advantage. Tigers got it back and now lead by a dozen. Jordan, tough shot. Feeding from 17, no good. And Titus O'Neal, the defensive rebound. But Jordan just picked his pocket and put it in. Jaden Jordan with his first two. 46-36, and at the other end, a reach in maybe on Troy Hines, and it will go on Troy Hines, his third. Team is over the limit, so another one of those spots with 1:50 to play. You love the aggressive play. Jordan will sit down. I don't think Lamont Hampton liked the first 17-foot fadeaway. It was in the process of pulling him out of the game, I think. Head turned, looking at the bench when Jordan picked the pocket of Sanders and laid it in. But he's still coming out. Tro Glenn will come in after the first free throw here from Landon Evans. 10-point game. Landon Evans offers from Ohio U, Kent State, Miami of Ohio, Marshall, Duquesne. And the first one is good. And he's still only a junior. Here comes Tro Glenn. Troy Hines will sit down. 3 sophomores, 6 juniors, 5 seniors on the Tiger roster. Groveport Madison, 2 freshmen, 4 sophomores, 2 juniors, and 7 seniors. Second one good again. So Landon Evans working on a 17-point night, has 6 here in the third quarter, and the lead back up to the biggest lead in this basketball game at 48-36. They break the pressure to the middle with Tro Glenn. Jordan left baseline back into the game. Maybe somebody told coach he just stole it after he shot the bad one. Put him back in. Wagner at the elbow. Wagner underneath Henfield, one power dribble, and then kicked it to Glenn. His 3 off the top of the backboard, and a Tiger loose in transition for an easy 2. Jeff Quackenbush regularly talks to us about how bad shots at one end cost you points at the other. That would be personified, exemplified right there. Simpson underneath, no good. Ty caught it in midair and put it in. Good second effort by Ty Simpson. He's got a dozen. That's a game high or team high. A dozen, I beg your pardon. Lead was at 14, down to a dozen, and some miscommunication there. Jordan Sanders thought that Avin Snyder was going to the rim, and Snyder was spotting. That's one thing you teach young players, right? Somebody's dribbling at you, you go to the rim, because what's that defender going to do when the ball is coming at him? You're helping one pass away, your head's going to turn, you're going to watch the basketball, and you dive that player to the rim. But one guy was diving, one guy was spotting. 50-48, about a half minute to play, and Jordan Wagner just dribbled on the sideline. Thought he was bumped as the reason that he did that, but a full timeout? Nope, it's a 30. Called by Lamont Hampton. It's a crumble cookie timeout. 37.1 to play in this third quarter as Pick Central has opened up a 12-point advantage. They lead 50-48. Be on the lookout for the crumble cookie secret menu. If you featuring a secret flavor of the week. Download the Crumble Cookie app or visit crumblecookie.com for more details. Tonight's pizza shop of the game is Flyers Pizza and Subs in Groveport. Call them at 830-0123 and place your order for tonight's big game. Pick it up after the game at their convenient pickup window. Kessler Heating and Cooling is the official HVAC provider of Cruisers and Tiger Athletics. Is your system more than 15 years old? Are you looking for a more efficient system? Is your equipment ready to take care of you this winter? Seasonal maintenance is essential for reliable and efficient operation every year. Kessler Heating and Cooling offering a furnace check special starting at just $79. They have annual service agreements available at Kessler Heating and Cooling as well. Visit KesslerHeating.com for more details. Half minute to play in this third quarter. Pick Central by a dozen as Jordan Sanders gets it to Landon Evans. Evans gets a little bit of space. Fresh 5-second count being applied by Hunter. Now gets a screen. Donovan on that right wing. Back to Evans. 10 seconds to play. Landon trying to hold it for one. And again, sometimes that leads to turnovers. They punch it away. Cruisers on a 4-on-3. Donovan stole it right back. 2 seconds left. This would count if it goes. Pick Central bench screaming at Jordan Sanders, and rightfully so, to shoot the basketball, as he was not going to have time to take it all the way to the rim. So he raises up on kind of a Mark Price runner from 17 feet and comes up off the mark. And so Pickerington Central puts 20 on the board in the third quarter. They outscore Groveport Madison 20-9 in the third stanza, and they take a 50-38 lead into the fourth quarter. Basketball fans, be sure to check out the Bexley Car Care Play of the Game tomorrow here on the Groveport Sports Network and the Pickerington Central Sports Network. Locally owned and operated with 23 years in the business, Bexley Car Care provides expert auto repair that you can trust. Bexley Car Care is the exclusive sponsor of the Groveport Sports Network. Bexley Car Care Play of the Game. Pizza Cottage is a proud supporter of Pickerington Central basketball. Pizza Cottage, located in the Kroger Plaza on Hill Road. The same great taste since 1972. Specials available daily, and maybe more important than pizza to some. I know that. To one of my three boys, now serving Dippin' Dots at Pizza Cottage. They are open tonight till 11, 50-38. We are underway in this fourth quarter. Rick Cooper, Ricky Cooper, Price Cooper, and our entire Groveport Sports Network and Pickerington Central Sports Network. Long outlet pass, bobbled a little bit, ends up in the hands of K.D. Smith, and he hits a three. Boy, good decision by Albie Moore. Picked it up and immediately looked on the perimeter for shooters spotting up. And he finds Smith, who now has 10 points in this game, and the lead is 15. And a foul at the other end is going to be charged, I think, to Landon Evans, and it is. Only the first on Evans, the first on the team here in this fourth quarter. Troy Hines will go to the line and shoot two. 63% on the year, 5 of 8, and the first one is up and in. 8th and 9th free throws for Groveport Madison. Right now they are 5 of 8 at the stripe for 63%. Tigers have shot 24 free throws in this game, so an advantage of 15 attempts at the stripe. Hines spins the basketball in his hands and hits again. So Troy Hines with 6, and it's now 53-40, plenty of time. Cruisers got to get defensive stops and good offensive possessions, and a reach in there as Jaden Jordan got beat in space. Second on Jordan, second on the team, and not a bad foul to commit. Keeps him from getting a bucket, ideally, theoretically, and down 13, you may need to be in the bonus a little bit later. Only the second on Jordan, so he's got fouls to give. About a minute in here, Glenn just popped it away. Tro's got it, gets it over to Jordan, going to challenge Landon Evans, dumped it off at the last minute, and that dump off was intercepted and then stolen back. Here's Jordan for 3. On the rim, no good. Cadolo, an offensive rebound. Kofi got big and strong and put it in. Kofi Kadolo with 11. One of his most powerful moves of the season. Kind of said, stop me if you can, and they're going to get Kofi with a foul at the other end. His third. Oh, I take that back. It's not on Kadolo, right? It's going to be on Jordan Wagner instead, and for Wagner, it's his third. Boy, when Pick Central watches the tape tomorrow morning over breakfast, wherever they're at, Eric Kruger going to have a teachable moment there with Evan Snyder on that outlet pass. He was trying to work his way up the floor instead of coming back to the basketball and grabbing it, and that's what led to that Kofi Kadolo basket. You have got to meet the basketball. It was a pivotal point in that game Tuesday night at Olentangy Orange, and I remember a pass to Trayton Schrader that if he doesn't take a step towards the basketball, Jaden Jordan is laying it in at the other end, and boy, you have to come to it. He just kind of was letting it bounce up the floor, and you are not going to get away with that against the athletes wearing white and red tonight. 54-42 into the lane. Hines kissed it off the glass and in. 6.5, 8 in the game for Troy Hines. 10-point game. 54-44. Snyder behind the back and then lost it out of bounds. Well, he beat the pressure and then was out of control going to the rim. And the 4.5 student, one of about 7 guys on this team with a 4.0 or better, not his best decision there. And Eric Kruger says, let's talk about it. I'd like a crumble cookie. Tigers full time out. They've got the Oreo crumble cookie right now at Crumble Cookie. It's a warm chocolate cookie mixed with Oreo cookie pieces. They top it with smooth vanilla cream cheese frosting, and they sprinkle it with more Oreo cookie pieces. Download the Crumble Cookie app or visit crumblecookie.com to learn a lot more. Eddie's Chicken and Waffles on No Bixby, where you can enjoy breakfast all day, every day. Eddie's on No Bixby. Visit eddieschickenandwaffles.com. I know you have a million choices for NFL football. We're doing breakfast for dinner, NFL. We're getting some Jersey Mike subs for part of our NFL party. But man, if you need chicken wings, I get no commission if you go to No Bixby. But I'm going to tell you, there are none better in Central Ohio than Eddie's Chicken and Waffles. So would highly encourage you to go there. Wagner, another no-look pass, and the basket is good, and Tro Glenn was fouled. Tro Glenn with his first points in this game. Albie Moore was the guilty party. It's his third, team second. Tro Glenn going to try to get 3 the old-fashioned way. The help of the helper was late. That's why Glenn was able to get it and finish. The helper was behind him. That should have been in front of him. First point, or first free throw in for Glenn. He's got 3. And I think the Cruisers now 7 of 11. Fans want an offensive foul on Evans that wasn't called. 6:05 to play. Cruisers within 7. Hines trying to force a 5-second count against Evan Snyder. Snyder will go to the right wing, and Albie Moore. Moore, 6'2 junior, honorable mention in the league a year ago. 2-year starter, got the step on a little stop and start, but Braylon Abbott did just enough to force the miss. Ball loose, taken away by the Tigers. 3-on-1. Kadolo there, and Kadolo, they're going to call the foul on the floor on Kofi Kadolo. And again, you can live with that as long as Kadolo's got the fouls, and it's only his third. And I'm going to tell you what I think. Do you know what I think? I think the young man walked before he was fouled. I think on that jump stop, and that's the King Kofi difference, I think, is Tro Glenn and Landon Evans. You go back and watch the tape and prove me wrong, but it's one of those spots again. Kofi Kadolo doesn't get a block there, but if he forces that walk, it's as good as a block. And I thought he forced the Tiger into a little bit of a little dance as he caught it and tried to jump stop there into the lane. Evans had his shot contested. Kadolo the rebound. Over to Glenn, now to Wagner. Coming hounding Wagner. Ball on the loose. Taken away by Snyder, and Wagner fouled him. And Snyder is going to shoot 2. Well, now Jordan Wagner joins the 4-foul party. Tyreek Ruffin is still sitting on the Cruiser bench with 4. And now Wagner, with 5:28 to play, just picked up his 4th. Cruisers have committed 4 as a team, so they are basically officially over the limit. Tigers will shoot 2 free throws on every Cruiser foul the rest of the way, and Evan Snyder puts the first up and in. Evan Snyder working on a 9-point night, 7 here in the second half. Eric Kruger said he's the best perimeter defender on this team. And as we said in the Sedalia Dental pregame, he's a 2-time second leading scorer on this team. I've never heard anybody say it that way, but the last 2 years has been second to only Landon Evans. Evans at 20 a game this year, 19 a game last year, and Jordan Wagner trying to lead Tro Glenn up the floor, and that ball ended up out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Pickerington Central. 9-point game, 56-47. Jaden Jordan kind of freelancing there as it's kind of a safety. Wasn't guarding the inbounder, so the Cruisers had 5 to guard 4. Tigers able to get it into Snyder. Landon Evans, kind of a lazy screen. Give him a little bit of space. Right side 3 is no good. Big offensive rebound by Aiden Snyder, but the putback is no good. Wagner on the loose. Wagner to Glenn. Glenn on the baseline. He'll bring it back out. Under 5 minutes to play. Jordan 15 feet away. On the rim, no good. And Aiden Snyder a rebound. Outlet to Evan Snyder. To the other end for 2. Well, how many times did the ball bounce on that fast break? Maybe twice. 58-47. Evan Snyder did just enough to meet that basketball near the timeline to keep the fast break alive. Wagner, no. Cruisers battling. Cadolo had a paw on it, but Evan Snyder make it Aiden, and another long outlet to K.D. Smith for 2 more. K.D. Smith with a dozen. The lead is back up to 13. 60-47. Wagner's 3 no good. Ball batted around into the hands of Landon Evans, and Wagner probably just committed his 5th foul and instead goes to the rim for 2 more. 19 for Landon Evans. 15-point game and a full timeout. A Crumble Cookie Cruisers timeout with 3:58 to play in this game. Crumble Cookie desserts made fresh daily, 200 flavors rotating on the menu. Learn more at crumblecookies.com. Kessler Heating and Cooling is the official HVAC provider of the Groveport Sports Network and the Pickerington Central Sports Network for over 3 decades. The team at Kessler Heating and Cooling has been providing Central Ohio with the very best in HVAC service. They are family owned and operated, and they are able to devote personal attention to each and every client, whether it's commercial or residential. You can count on the team at Kessler Heating and Cooling in Canal Winchester. Visit KesslerHeating.com for all the details. Thanks to Logan Marburger with RE/MAX 1. He is tonight's realtor of the game. Whether you plan to buy or sell, the experience and resources necessary, and he does all of it with energy, enthusiasm, and he brings results. Call Logan Marburger, a Groveport Madison alum, at 614-531-4448 or Logan-Marburger.remax.com. One final time, we say thanks to Jersey Mike's. You see him on your scoreboard. Big thank you to Jersey Mike's on Hill Road in Pickerington. They are the official sub shop of the Pickerington Central Sports Network. Subs by the bag, subs by the box, even personal box lunches. Jersey Mike's in Pickerington. Big thank you to Dustin and the rest of the team at Jersey Mike's. Cadolo back out to Ty Simpson. Rhythm 3, missed everything, and a rebound. Tigers beginning to leak guys out in transition. As soon as they grab the rebound, they have seen something, and it has yielded dividends as Evan Snyder's 3 no good, and if that one goes in, maybe the party over, and they're going to call a kick ball here. Eric Kruger can't believe it. Connor Morrell, the U1. Now Kenny Record coming in to talk about it. this would get interesting here. If this is not a kick ball, it's kind of like football, isn't it? Like, you better have a clear recovery here. It'll be interesting to see how they administer this, and that's about as demonstrative as you'll see Eric Kruger, and they're going to say now that there was not a kick ball, and apparently a clear recovery by the Tigers, and Connor Morrell coming over to say my bad to Eric Kruger, and now Lamont Hampton with his hands in the air. Kruger with a fist pump when he got the call, a double fist pump. A sigh of relief, I guess. And Lamont Hampton asking Kenny Record. I understand, I guarantee what Lamont Hampton's asking. Okay, you had the kick ball, but the whistle blew. So how do you have a clear recovery at that point, right? I mean, in the NFL, once the whistle blows, that's why they teach the men in stripes in the National Football League to err on not blowing the whistle. Here's a steal. Cruiser's a little bit of an advantage. 2-on-2, and Wagner out of control, just threw it out of bounds. Boy, missed opportunity there on a 2-on-2. Lamont Hampton is asking for a deflection, a touch, and is not going to get it. Kenny Record nodding no over there as our U2. And so it'll stay as a 15-point game. It'll stay with the Tigers, trying to win for the 16th time in the last 17 meetings in this series. They had a 14-game league win streak. Let me back up. 14-game win streak in this series as one of the Tigers stepped on the sideline right in front of Eric Kruger before Groveport Madison beat him in the first meeting last year when Tyreek Ruffin was unguardable in that fourth quarter. Ruffin back into the game here. No reason to keep him on the bench with 4 fouls in a 15-point game. 62-47. Ruffin had it, lost it, picked up in transition. It's Evans, and Evans to the rim for 2 more. 21 for Landon Evans. 17-point game. The Tigers are going to stay with 2 losses in the division and essentially stay in the hunt, albeit a long shot. They will be in the hunt. Those 2 teams that beat them the first time through, they'll have an opportunity to get them again, and they're going to get a foul here, or they're going to say it just went out of bounds. There was, and Troy Hines just got a technical foul. So Kenny Record has had enough of that kind of conduct and tees him up. It'll be a 4th foul on Hines. The team is over the limit. I'm not sure what the initial call was. Obviously, it's not going Groveport's way. They're going to call the foul on Hines, and so he picks up his 5th, actually, because you get the call for the personal, you get the call for the technical. That counts as a personal as well. And so Evan Snyder, maybe the guy that was fouled, we're going to shoot. Tigers are going to get the basketball here, too. You're going to see 4 free throw attempts, and then you're going to see Tiger basketball, and Hines the personal and the tee, and Evan Snyder going to go to the line to work on a 10-point night, and the first one is no good. In the NBA or college level, you would play one of these live at the end, right? But in the high school level, with a technical foul, the ball always goes to the team that the T was not called against. So those are the 2 on the technical. And so again, this would be a spot now where you would, Landon Evans, I guess, is he shooting the T now? Landon Evans is shooting the technical here. And the first one is up and good. Hit the front of the rim and dropped in for Evans. He's got 22. This would be a spot where you would have everybody lined up and you would play this one live at the college level, but second one no good. But at the high school level, technicals, the penalty a little bit more punitive, and they give you the basketball as well. 65-49. Cruisers are going to drop to 3-4 on the year. They're going to drop their 3rd straight. The Tigers are going to snap a 3-game losing streak against Newark, Youngstown, Ursuline, and Reynoldsburg on Tuesday night. That Reynoldsburg game was supposed to be next Friday, but if Reynoldsburg was going to fly into the hoop, they asked to move it. So the Tigers will play on Tuesday and then play on Saturday, but will not play next Friday. We'll talk about that as Evans glides to the rim for 2 more. 24 points tonight for Landon Evans. 67-49. Wagner double team. They find Ruffin across the timeline. Tyreek shows 3, then goes to the rim. Nice move, but unable to drop it in, and a rebound to one of the Snyders. It's Aiden to Avon. Left side 3. KD Smith is right there. 15 for KD Smith, and the lead has blown up to 21, and Eric Kruger has called a full Crumble Cookie timeout. Download the Crumble Cookie app or visit crumblecookies.com for more details. Crumble Cookie open till 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday and closed on Sunday. Big thank you again to Jersey Mike's in Pickerington. They have sponsored our scoreboard tonight. High quality meats and cheeses sliced fresh in front of you. Fresh baked bread and authentic taste served Mike's way. Visit the brand new Jersey Mike's in Canal Winchester, 6352 Gender Road, a proud supporter of Central Ohio High School sports. And shame on me, my on-site producer, you get in trouble too. That was a Kessler Heating and Cooling 3-point. You put it up there, so you're blaming it all on me. Never nudged me though. I should get an elbow to the chops when I don't give one of our sponsors some love, whether commercial or residential. Count on the team at Kessler Heating and Cooling, Basil Western Road in Canal. Visit KesslerHeating.com to learn more. Cruisers are back in action on, let's get the Tigers first. Tuesday home against Taze Valley. Again, Friday was supposed to be Reynoldsburg. They already played it. They're off. They will play in that shot clock event. Will the Tigers next Sunday at ODU? They'll play Toledo Central Catholic. I think it's a noon game for Pickerington Central. Groveport Madison coming up Tuesday night at Logan. Friday night back in this building against Zach Olson and Elijah Dunn in Canal Winchester. And they play the nightcap, the Cruisers do, in the shot clock event at ODU next Saturday at Afrocentric. Shot clock event meaning they are playing a lot of games over a 3-game weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, to experiment with a shot clock, which could be disastrous. But I talked to Tyler Stotsky, the ODU SID. They have brought in guys that run the shot clock at Ohio State. At ODU, they have brought in a bunch of the best, and we're going to give the shot clock a try, at least for 3 days, as Braylon Abbott, his first points of the season on a Kessler Heating and Cooling Cruisers 3-pointer. Cruisers going to try to at least be disruptive, and they get a steal here. Henfield is back into the game, and they threw it behind Henfield. Marcus able to get it, and underneath, the shot blocked up close. Henfield got it back, no, but he'll shoot 2. And the foul is going to be charged here to 21, Christian Coleman. Really the only true big on this team when you talk to Eric Kruger. So he gets an opportunity here. Young man that could go down and play some JV later in the year. I asked Coach Kruger about that. When you have a sophomore or a junior, he's not getting a lot of minutes on the varsity. Do you mandate as a head coach that he play JV? Kind of most of the answers. I asked somebody else that recently too. I think I asked Lamont Hampton that, and the answer was no. And I just looked at Coach Kruger and I'm like, man, I want the reps, I want the experience, I want to play. And so I would dress varsity, and I want to get on that JV and get better. I don't care what it looks like. If it's humbling to play JV as a junior, sign me up. I'll play and humble me. I want to play. 70-53, under a half minute to play. Post-game show is coming up. We will select and talk to tonight's Ohio Christian University player of the game. Lamont Hampton saying no fouls, and the Tigers are going to win for the second straight time in this series. They have now won, as we said, 16 of 17. The 3-game losing streak is over, and an impressive second half in particular as Evans heaves a 3 that would have counted. Not sure why he did that, but it gets us to our final score of 70-53, and Pick Central kind of slams the door in that fourth quarter with a 20-15 run. So they put 20 on the board in the third, they put 20 on the board in the fourth, and they win that third and fourth quarter by the score of 40-24. The Tigers go to 6-3 on the year. They go to 4-2 in the OCC Buckeye. Groveport Madison drops to 3-4, and the Cruisers are now 2-3 on the year. I want to say thanks to Ireland Spa one final time. Haircuts, hair colors, massages, nail services, hair removal, skin care, and much more. Locations in Canal, Winchester, and in Lancaster. And again, we say thanks to Eddie's Chicken and Waffles. We encourage you to consider their wings for your NFL game day events. 50 chicken wings, $54.99. It's the Eddie's Game Day Special. No Bixby in Columbus. Call them at 829-7770 or visit Eddie'sChickenandWaffles.com. Final score tonight from here at Cruiser Arena. The Tigers a winner, 70-53. We'll talk about it on the post-game show coming up next. This is the Groveport Sports Network and the Pickerington Central Sports Network.
We are all searching for a place to belong, a place to fit in, a place to call home. We long for solid ground that allows us to grow far beyond our dreams, seeking guidance as we navigate life's lessons. Leaning on others' experiences to help unlock our full potential. Desiring authentic relationships, meaningful conversations, people to push us to success. Striving to define our purpose, find our mission, and following God's calling to change the world. We are all searching.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
At Jersey Mike's, they slice your order right in front of you. Watching that can send a rush of emotions through a person. Excitement, baby-like wonder, anticipatory chewing, and happy claps.
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Players will not be coming back this way, so we ask.
Back here on the Lancaster Sporting Goods post-game show, it is a final tonight. The Tigers from Pickerington Central snap a 3-game losing streak. They do it in impressive fashion, especially in that second half. It was a 30-27 game. At halftime, they outscore Groveport Madison by the score of 40-24. In the second half, they win by 17 here on the road tonight at Cruiser Arena. We are in the midst of the Lancaster Sporting Goods post-game show. Thank you again to the Jersey Mike's in Pickerington. You see them on your scoreboard tonight. Remember, Jersey Mike's catering for your big game day event. Choose from subs by the box, subs by the bag, even personal box lunches. Hill Road in Pickerington, Hebron Road in Heath. Phone the Pickerington location at 863-3316. We also, Coop, say thanks to IHOP for feeding our crew tonight. Oscar and his outstanding team. Kids Kids Eat Free every night from 4 to 10 p.m. at the Reynoldsburg IHOP on Taylor Square Road. And Coop, not only do kids eat free, but they're going to give you bottomless pancakes. They're going to let you come in, sit down in one seating, and eat as many pancakes as you want. It's with select breakfast combos. It's available in January, February, and March. All the details are on IHOP.com. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you, Janet and Juan and the rest of the team at IHOP in Reynoldsburg for their generous support of tonight's broadcast. This is the Lancaster Sporting Goods postgame show. Again, Coach Kruger in the pregame appeared tonight courtesy of Great Clips. Great Clips cares about their customers' time. That's why they've created online check-in. It's a way for you to add your name to the list at the Great Clips salon of your choice, so you spend less time waiting in the lobby. You can download the free Great Clips app or visit greatclips.com for more information. And while we wait on tonight's Ohio Christian University Player of the Game, why don't we take a look at tonight's Buffalo Wild Wings post-game stats? Are the perfect place for after or before the game. It's America's favorite sports bar, Buffalo Wild Wings, celebrating with wings, burgers, apps, and much more. Buffalo Wild Wings in Grove City, along with Hilliard and Grandview. Please pay special attention to the Buffalo Wild Wings that support Cruisers and Tigers athletics. So let's take a look at some of the final scoring numbers in this game, and we'll start with the visitors from Pickerington Central. They had 7 different guys scored tonight. They get 24 points tonight from Landon Evans. They get 15 from KD Smith, including 10 in the second half. They get 10 tonight from Evan Snyder, 8 of his 10 coming in the second half. Albie Moore added 8, 4 apiece tonight for Titus O'Neill and Aiden Snyder. Jordan Sanders had 5, and the Tigers unofficially 20 of 32 at the charity stripe tonight for 63%. We take a look at some of the final scoring numbers for Groveport Madison. A little bit more balanced tonight. They had 10 guys score. They get a dozen tonight from Ty Simpson. That is a career high at the varsity level. Came in averaging 4.5 points. Kofi Kodolo added 11. And what else tonight? 7 for Tyreek Ruffin. Also 4 tonight for Marcus Henfield. 3 tonight for Tro Glenn. 2 for Jaden Jordan. 2 tonight for Jordan Wagner. Braylon Abbott hit a 3 late and hit his first points of the year. Melvin Shepard with 1. And the Cruisers tonight, 8 of 12 at the charity stripe for 67%. And those are tonight's and a big thank you to Eric Kruger, who just came up to check on us and wanted to talk some basketball, but appreciate him. Things getting a little bit chippy in this arena right now, so we're keeping a little bit of an eye on that as well. But thanks to Buffalo Wild Wings, they've got the ultimate sampler at B-Dubs. You can pick any 4 of your favorite appetizers, build your own personalized ultimate sampler. Try it today at Buffalo Wild Wings in Grove City, in Hilliard, and in Grandview. So Ty Simpson, tonight's Ohio Christian University Player of the Game, will join us in just a minute. Those are tonight's Buffalo Wild Wings post-game stats, and we are in the midst of the Lancaster Sporting Goods post-game show for more than 20 years. Lancaster Sporting Goods has been serving teams and families all across Central Ohio. Whether you're looking for corporate apparel, uniforms, spirit wear, even a varsity jacket, let Tim Wolf and the team at Lancaster Sporting Goods customize your selection to fill your specific needs. Lancaster Sporting Goods, 115 South Columbus Street in Lancaster. Call them at 740-756-7477 or visit lancastersg.com to learn more. And again, some dialogue down here. Tommy Snyder, the athletic supervisor, and some coaches coming out here as well to deal with this situation. But hopefully we're going to get to talk to tonight's Ohio Christian University player of the game. Really a couple storylines in this game. They had no answer tonight for Landon Evans. He has 24 points and really a balanced effort, 11 in the first, 13 in the second. So that's the first thing that jumps out at you. The second thing that jumps out at you is the difference in the free throw numbers. Pickerington Central tonight shoots, 32 attempts, I think, at the stripe? Yes, they go 20 at 32. Cruisers hit 8 of 12, which is a good number for them. They came in at 53%. That's 67%. But there's a 12-point difference at the charity stripe. And then really the second half, the difference there too, where Pickerington Central puts 20 on the board in both stanzas, and they outscore the Cruisers 40-24 in this second half. So those are the numbers, and the Tigers, this was a must-win tonight in terms of the OCC Buckeye. This was a night where you need to win to stay alive as you're trying to chase after Newark and Pickering and Reynoldsburg, and the Tigers kind of stay alive, and the Cruisers are going to have to go back to the drawing board and kind of figure things out. They'll have a very winnable game, obviously, on Tuesday night at Logan. That helps things a little bit. Just as we said with Kofi Kadolo during the broadcast, you need to see the ball go in. You need to see your name on top on that scoreboard. That should happen on Tuesday night. Canal Winchester going into tonight had not won in the Buckeye. You would say the Cruisers would be a favorite, although I see a lot of potential in that Canal Winchester team. That should be a good game. And then the Cruiser is going to have a challenge on Saturday night against Afrocentric, but really a cool opportunity for these kids to get to play on a big stage at Ohio Dominican. They're going to have games all day long with the shot clock, but this will be the nightcap on that night against Afrocentric on Saturday night. They got games on Saturday, games on Sunday, game on Monday, and so they get to play in that on Saturday night. But it's a tough test still. I mean, really, you got the game at Logan Tuesday night that even if you play bad, you should win. But Canal on Friday, you can throw the records out in a rivalry game. And then Saturday night against Afrocentric, that one is going to be interesting as well. For Pickerington Central, they are home on Tuesday night against Taze Valley. We've said it a couple of times. They were supposed to play Friday night against Reynoldsburg, but that has been moved. They got it moved to Tuesday night. Reynoldsburg is going to the Fly into the Hoop event, so they asked that to be moved. And so it's kind of an unusual week to not have a Friday night basketball game if you're a Tiger fan. They'll play Tuesday night against Taze and then play on Sunday in that event against Toledo Central Catholic, that shot clock event on Sunday. So again, there'll be a quiz on all this. You've got the Tigers playing in that event on Sunday at 12:30 against Toledo Central Catholic. The Cruisers play in the nightcap on Saturday night against Afrocentric. And one of the other teams we cover, Westerville North, playing on Sunday night against Cincinnati Aiken, who, Coop, help me, Division III state runner-up a year ago, maybe lost to Maysville, Zanesville. I'm going on memory. Ricky Cooper going to confirm that, but a lot of good basketball next weekend, and if you want to see it with a shot clock and kind of what that might look like, you'll have an opportunity to do that next weekend on a 3-day event at Ohio Dominican. So that's what's coming up for these teams. Cruisers are back in action Tuesday at Logan. The next time we're on the air is Friday night. They were the runner-up. Louisville beat them out of the Canton area, and that was the D3 state championship. Am I wrong? I think that's right. He's confirming that as well. D3, Cincinnati Aiken was the state runner-up to Louisville a year ago. Friday night, Canal in town, 7:30, 7 o'clock with the Sedalia Dental pregame show, and this is still not the guy that we were hoping to talk to, so I want to say thanks tonight to Eric Kruger, talking basketball with us in the pregame. He appeared courtesy of Great Clips. We thank him for that. Great Clips has sponsored our coaches' interviews all season long. We say thanks to Dan Maris and Great Clips and encourage you to support the one in the Giant Eagle Plaza, also the Windmiller Plaza in Pickerington. Big thank you to them. Thanks to Coley Adebanjo giving us stats this week. Again, tonight's Ohio Christian University player of the game tonight was thank you. My brain is all over. Kind of chaos in here a little bit right now. So Ty Simpson tonight with a career high 12. He is tonight's Ohio Christian University player of the game. You should stop in at OCU for one of their preview days and experience what it means to be rooted, nurtured, and known. Visit ohiochristian.edu/preview and see how OCU can help grow you in to the oak that God has called you to be. Thanks also to tonight's official game sponsor. Thanks also to Mitch Westcamp walking by right now, the best football coach in Central Ohio, our favorite at least. Kessler Heating and Cooling for over 3 decades. Kessler Heating and Cooling providing Central Ohio with the very best in HVAC service. As a family-owned and operated business, Kessler Heating and Cooling is able to devote personal attention to each and every client, whether commercial or residential. Count on the team at Kessler Heating and Cooling, Basil Western Road in Canal Winchester. Visit KesslerHeating.com to learn more. Maybe you'd like a permanent digital download of tonight's broadcast. All the details on how you can do that and pick up a copy are on our screen right now. Well, that puts a wrap tonight. Again, we congratulate Ty Simpson as tonight's Ohio Christian University player of the game, and puts a wrap on Friday Night Hoops presented by First Service Federal Credit Union from here at Cruiser Arena. For Ricky Cooper, Price Cooper, and our entire Groveport Sports Network team and Pickerington Central Sports Network broadcast team, Eric Kruger involved in that as well, talking to us pregame. We appreciate the coach. My name is Rick Cooper saying so long from Cruiser Arena here in Groveport, Ohio, where the Tigers put a big second half together. They put 40 on the board, and they win tonight in convincing fashion by the final score of 70-53. We'll talk to you next Friday night from here at Cruiser Arena when the Indians from Canal Winchester come to town. Until then, thanks for watching. Happy New Year. Have a good night, everybody.